good.
I enjoyed that thoroughly.
I did too.
We're jamming.
I can't believe it, but I did as well.
I wanna jam it with you.
Yeah, we're jamming.
And
Jamming.
I hope you like
Jamming too.
Why has he got the good acoustics on his
And,
mic?
He's
He's like, I got that reverb, Nilla.
And everybody's going round. I forget how it goes.
That's all we need to
Dying
know.
in the healing that soul. And every day we sacrifice. And it's you that is there. Jamming till the jamming's through. We're jamming.
Oh, we're German.
I wanna jam it with you.
I am German.
Yeah,
We
you
can
are.
see.
Yeah.
He's German. Is it Kyle the Schneiser?
And I
Hitler would
hope
love
you
you,
like
dude.
jamming
Damon B would
too.
love me.
Oh my God.
Hitler would fucking love
I hope you like German stew. The weird, creepy scientist German impression. No, I think, what was that? That's the Jamaican bobsled team from Cool Runnings.
That was fantastic. That was a great one. We're keeping it in that.
Drew Schultz does a fucking skit like that.
All right, welcome back to another Couch Godz podcast. We are on episode 7.
do that every time.
All right, yeah. I'm pretty sure I've aligned the numbers, I hope. And I hope the video quality gets a little better because I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm trying to figure it out.
You're doing great.
We'll get there, though. We'll get there.
You are.
We're going to do like we always do, and we're going to do the round table, starting with Dave M.
That's my name.
That's
Dave
his
M.
name. That's his name.
That's all you
Welcome.
get.
No more AKAs. He does not like that.
I was just going.
AKA's like a rap sheet.
Yeah.
Pages and pages of rap of fucking AKAs.
Okay, Dave S3.
I'm identifying as they today. That's my pronoun.
We're here.
All right, Nick L. Across the water.
I'm Nick L. I'm a recovering addict, athlete, just here for moral support.
Saving private produce.
Yes.
Yes, and how can we forget Julia back again? We
Hi.
are excited to have you for a second round.
Second time. Julia, owner of the beauty spa. Beauty by Julia. Wait. The beauty spa by Julia on Facebook. Here we are.
Come check it out. Get yourself beautified.
Dolled up.
Look
There it
pretty. Feel good about yourself. Let's talk about that. When you get a good haircut, or maybe you put, you know what I mean, you get a suit, you get suited, you fucking, you know what I mean, you might have picked up a new wallet that matches your belt, that matches your watch, right? And you're fucking prancing around for the day, you know what I mean? You're looking good and you're like, damn, I feel good. You know what I mean? Ever have a really good moment like that? Let's start with you, Dave.
That made me prance around.
Well, you don't look like you prance to begin with,
No,
motherfucker.
I'm not a prancer.
I am. I am a prancer. Go ahead.
Really
No, I mean, I don't.
confusing.
What am I supposed to say? Like, you think I have a prancing story?
Do you feel
where
good
my
when you get a
wallet
fucking
matched
hair-
my belt, matched my watch?
Yeah. You
No.
feel good?
When the curtains match the drapes, do you feel good?
He had to bring it up.
You've
Might
announced,
as well have said it.
You've announced that they do.
I
Indeed.
I tried to bring it back, and it doesn't matter. See,
Is this team lime green on this side of the table?
Yeah,
These
it
guys
is.
work for a living.
this is the working force.
Yeah.
They're they're changing your light bulbs.
Changing light bulbs?
They're
No,
fixing shit. I guess
I don't even change my own light bulbs.
air conditioning, something like that.
Everything today.
So yeah, how do you feel when you acquire like new clothing? Like, is that something that like makes you feel good? Is like that something you reach for? Like, if you're feeling down, do you like, I'll get a dopamine hit from purchasing new clothes or a haircut? Or
Okay,
I'll get some good fellas.
Yeah, I
Your
have
wife,
this thing
your
where
wife,
like
you come home and your wife's like, "Man, I like your haircut." You're like, "Baby, thank you." You do that type of
I'm
thing,
still not
or-
very good at taking compliments.
Yeah.
Do you take clothing well? Like if your girl gets you something and you're like, "Fuck, I don't like that."
No, you gotta pretend.
That doesn't. Yeah. Well.
You're like, "Oh, thank
She
you."
probably knows you though.
Yeah,
so.
she does.
Okay.
She does.
Well, that's
and
good.
honest, I mean, like for the most part, like when I go buy clothing, I'll be really excited about it.
Oh, really?
And then I get it home, and like none of the shit that I buy ever goes together. Like I'll be excited to wear the shirt, and then I'll get home and I'll realize like I don't have a pair of shoes that match it quite the way I want. So I'm no longer excited, and I just go to something that I've had for a while, and then or I have like an overabundance of shit, and I don't even know half of what I have because it's in that drawer that I never open, or it's pinched in between two things hanging in the closet, and I don't know.
I can relate to that. I have like my oldies but goodies. So I'll have clothes and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to wear the shirt. I'll just never get around to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just cycled the same, like not 5 shirts, but maybe 10 to 12. You know, I'm just the same way.
Dave, I just remember like your attire, man, is like amazing.
Shoulderless.
Blueberry pancake, whatever that shirt is, love it.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised that he has shoulders in his shirt. He often.
I don't know. Okay, it's great. I fucking love this. Okay, I don't. It's just in case no one could sense the fucking hissing sarcasm. No, I don't ever feel that way. I'm also in a mood today, and I'm the fattest I've ever been in recovery, so no, I don't fucking feel good ever about myself.
Yeah.
I just maybe hate myself a little less.
Okay.
In the moment, but I have I don't know why I said probably. I have the same clothes that like I first acquired when I got here today, other than like work shirts and fucking, business owners.
Yeah.
Like that's all I wear. I don't ever have anything.
It shows a lot about your character. You're humble.
I don't think that's what he was saying.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to
I'm
do.
trying to turn it around and
Hey,
make you feel good. You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We could move on to Nick L, because I'm sure you have things to say.
I always have things to say. Yeah, I mean, look, I take pride in how I look. I try to dress appropriately. I try to be clean cut. You know what I mean? I don't want to walk around and present myself as a schmuck. It's a thing, right? I don't think it's overt, like it's a problem, like, oh my God. But, I care about how I look and stuff. But, I don't really buy like super expensive clothes.
Yeah.
Like, I love a deal, and I don't buy clothes for myself very often. So I love stores like Gabe's, TJ Maxx, Ross's. Like I'll snoop around there because you can find some like real Easter eggs. You're like, oh, it's about to be right, and it was like $12.99. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a hit. And I know something that has gotten popular is like thrifting.
Yeah.
I know the women do it more. Like they go and they'll like mix and match and find some things at like thrift stores and stuff like that, and they really pull it off. And not that I do that per se, because I don't know if I care enough, right? Because shirts, jeans, Chuck Taste, like simple shirts cut
clean.
right. But I do get, but I will spend money on something specific if it's like a like a particular cut of a shirt, button down, something I think
nice item.
Yeah, if I look nice out in. I have a lot of dress shoes.
Yeah.
For my nights out, like when I do go out, I like to, look crisp. And
Yeah.
I do have a friend who gives me like, it's so funny. He just gives me like thousands of dollars worth of nice clothes, Alpha Elite, Young LA, just different stuff like that. Like every one of my bodybuilding stringers is from him, and I give him like $200, and he just gives me like stuff that's never been worn, just brand new stuff.
And you've never touched him in any sort of way to arouse him?
No.
He just does this freely?
No.
Okay.
He said he does it for $200.
Oh, okay.
I'll give him $200, and he's just giving
But this
me
sounds like thousands of dollars worth of
It
stuff.
is.
Could you ask a
is.
very weird question, dead serious, like deadpan again for me?
No,
I really enjoyed it.
If you knew the guy, you
did.
you don't say that to this guy.
Okay. Will I regret what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Awesome.
I'm actually kind of.
I'm trying to get him on the podcast.
I also just want to know stringer. What the fuck is
Just
it?
what I'm
Just
wearing
what
now.
you're wearing.
Yeah, it's like how it's like real thin in the back. It's like a bodybuilding tank top.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Solid.
like he's
Really
plugged
hot.
me.
I was gonna guess that, but
He tells me once a month. He's like, I got more clothes for you. I'm like, dog, I can't even, because I said I wear like the same 12 shirts. You know what I mean? Until like one gets stained, you like increase the cycle. And you do
Yeah,
another thing.
totally.
We got to bring this up.
What, the stain on a new shirt?
No, we got to bring this up. Definitely, Nick is going to be our clothing wearer for our like whenever we like pitch clothes or whatever, you're gonna be the guy.
The photo shoot for
Photo shoot guy with the clothes.
Can I take the
and
photos?
like mid running and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'll we'll revisit that if the time ever comes.
Well, look at me. If you like, I can't pull. I'll,
you could.
I'll look like a
Dude,
coat
don't.
hanger.
This is your fucking
We gotta
show,
make it
dude.
seem like everybody could wear it though.
Yeah, Nick's like
Let me
everyone.
put it on.
Right, like we'll
In,
have
in the good way. You make, when I look at you, Nick, it's like you're like, I'm like, if I could only get to your level.
You just gotta put in that work.
But do you ever believe that putting on a certain shirt is just going to make you look like that?
I can think it though.
for sure.
So to finish my
Really?
point, I do
Wow.
not.
Glad we're there.
I feel good when I like buy new
Yeah.
clothes. Like I said, I'm not spending all this stupid money chasing the feeling. Like they're
Yeah.
just clothes. You know what I mean? I do have that in touch. I've never been like nuts over clothes. You know, shoes. Like I'll spend a little bit of money on like some nice
Like good
Timbs or something like
Sperry's.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. But even those things, like you know when to like cut corners.
Yeah.
With your money because
Oh, yeah.
like I'm not made of fucking money. I'm not one of these guys. It's like I'm more about like if the motherfucker looks good, the motherfucker looks good. Who cares what it cost? You know what I mean? And if, especially in today's economy, like if you can get away with a deal, you can. And you know, and anytime you do like feel that feeling, it goes away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Almost
just
immediately.
Right. You like if you're having a bad day, like you go out and shop. Plus, I'm not a big shopper. Like I find it painstaking. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
do get bugs up my ass where I'm like, I'll go out.
It can be
snoop around.
stressful.
If it's something specific, I'll go out there and I'll like weed through it all and like make my purchase. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I feel really good about that, not just in clothes, but in anything. And I take my time, I analyze things. But like, if I'm grocery shopping, my dad taught me at a young age, like you just bulldoze in, start at the back, work your way back to the registers. You know what I mean? 15 minutes, we're out. You know,
Yeah.
don't even go to the fucking toy section.
Well, yeah, no toy section, but see,
Not now, but when I was young, my dad's like, don't even think about it, motherfucker. You know what I
See,
mean?
I'm literally the guy that's like looking at. I've got two brands of the same thing. I'm looking at the price. I'm looking at the weight. I'm looking at if it's toilet paper. I'm looking at the square footage on it. Like
The square footage,
legitimately.
the length.
Yeah.
No, that's
He is a very detailed shopper.
yeah. That's
I mean, but when I
beneficial.
leave, people are like, "How'd you get all that for this much?" And it's like,
'Cause I know what I'm fucking doing, bro.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
long does it take you in a store on average?
if I'm grocery shopping? A good hour.
Oh, it's so much longer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
With groceries,
not
I
real.
know what pretty much I do fitness,
mean,
so I'm doing the same things, right?
I've been grocery shopping with you.
2 hours.
And it's,
Yeah, 2 hours.
And I'm like, I'm
We're
this
also
podcast.
buying for kids, right? He's buying for like a
No.
family.
nope, not in these instances.
Well, because again with like I said with the clothing, I'm one that can get home with 100 different things of food, and I realized like I went to get shit to pack my lunch for work, and I didn't get bread, or I got lunch meat, cheese,
That's
bread,
me.
no condiments.
Yep. And what you
And then I go for another week just buying lunch every week or every day.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy. And nothing worse than that feeling of getting home and you're missing one thing that you need to do.
Oh man.
Everything you know. What I mean?
I do not believe that you can go shopping, come home and be like, I got everything I needed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever happened to me ever once.
A list still doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't.
That would be
I'm
devastating
actually-
for me.
yeah.
If I forgot bread or something, I'd be like,
Yeah, I'm actually really good about that because I'm very one-track mind.
But see that is actually
it's a mission.
That's how I do it though. I go up and down. Like you said, I start at the back, but I go up and down each aisle.
Footnote: I did work professionally in the food industry, so it's like I already know like all the ingredients, and I've already.
But if you're planning,
seen me do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to try to get 2 weeks worth of stuff to make meals and everything, I mean, unless you're meal planning, like I don't. If I go to make a specific thing,
Well,
sure,
I
I know everything I need. But if I want to just make sure I have everything whenever I'm hungry to go to the fridge and do whatever I need to do, it takes me a little bit longer.
I get it. Julia.
Let's get the female perspective.
Yeah, where
What
do
do you think?
how's
Well, it takes women way longer than us to get ready, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a thing
well,
for
but
sure.
clothing, right? Like, what's that?
Shopping is literally like getting high for me.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's fair.
But it's like as soon as I leave the store, it's over. And then I'm like, well, maybe a new pair of shoes.
The search continues.
Yes, it's never ending.
Do you do a lot of online shopping? My girl loves
I
that.
don't, because I have a weird body.
It don't hit like when you're
So-
in person, right?
Yeah.
It
Well,
don't
when the
hit you-
package comes, it's like fucking
Is it?
Christmas.
Yeah, but I gotta wait. See, I'd
Yeah,
rather go
I'm
to a
not
store,
like
give me the
that,
fucking
yeah.
thing. If you don't got it, fuck you. I'm so
Is,
pissed.
isn't it about like trusting it though? Because I feel like women always buy like online shit.
Yeah, but
I
if you
just-
get it home and try it on and it doesn't fit,
That's
you're
the
like,
thing.
oh my
I won't
God.
return it.
That's
Like
what
if
I
it
am.
comes through the online, I guess I'm just beat because
Yeah.
you're not catching me go to fucking Staples or wherever the fuck I gotta go and send it back. It's
Miss
not
me
happening.
on that bullshit. Right, I just
Literally.
got this now.
Now I just got this. My
I'm gonna
one
have to
titty
trade.
fits in it. That's
I'm gonna have
it.
to trade someone for it.
Clothes is definitely something I don't buy online either, though. Because how many times have you been in a store and you hold up a medium and you're like, damn, that's a medium.
Exactly,
All right,
and
I
I'm
guess
right
I'm
there,
medium.
dude.
Never held up a
The mediums and the larges.
Right.
It's weird. Some things
Yeah.
large fit good, and then sometimes the medium fits
Anything
good.
from medium to XL depends on the brand.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
So, so whenever you go in there, do you come in with like an idea, like, hey, I'm gonna get this, or it's just like you're wandering until you run into something that you're like,
Listen, when I go grocery shopping, it is the most chaotic thing ever. I go from the one aisle to the other aisle, then back to that one aisle, and then back to the other aisle. So grocery shopping, unless I have a set meal plan, which is the only way I can get stuff done, other than that, it's back and forth, back and forth. Now, when I go into TJ Maxx,
Shout out.
TJ Maxx, Marshalls,
sponsor.
I go through every piece of clothing in my size.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You
Every
have to
single
at
piece.
those stores, though.
Every single
You
piece.
have to.
Yes.
Why? What do you mean?
Because you find something fly, dog.
Yeah,
Well,
because
but
it's
why
not
are
like
you-
other stores. Because they have like all the surplus shit. It's not like you go to a store
Yes.
and you see like
All
a
these
shirt that's on
shirts.
display, and then you just look and get your size.
Well, then
It's
plus
not
you
like
got
that.
to check the material because like I've bought some shit with like a leg longer than the other. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? This it usually like maybe the stitching's off. Is it something you can fuck? It's $12.99, but is it something I can put up with? Right?
Right.
Because a stitch is fucked up. I'm like, give me those. No one's gonna like men don't give a fuck. I think some
I'm
women,
cool if it's cute and if I can just wear it one time, I'm fine.
right? See,
Just
women
one time, just throw it away.
women do that.
Well, I don't throw it away. I keep it in the closet for safekeeping.
So what's
You mean
the
like a
si-
person?
So this is a question. What is a closet size for you? Like if you were to have your how big of a space?
Have you ever
is
heard
your
of
closet?
the building of the Pentagon?
Yeah.
That
Really?
she's a woman.
Is
No.
it like a half a house?
That's a
or
place.
like
no, I would be totally fine with just like one room. Do you know what I mean? And just have like the whole outside and maybe like a middle panel of just hanging area.
You want your own aisles.
Yes, like a TJ
She
Maxx.
wants a TJ Maxx closet.
like a small version of TJ Maxx would be great.
On this note, short little plug.
That'd be kinda
Go to Tool or Contracting if you want a custom built closet. I love doing them, and I do all the little fun stuff. So if you're interested out there, give me a call at blank 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 blank.
I'll give you
There will
my
be
phone.
a link at
effective.
some
That's gonna
point.
get you a lot of business,
That's
man.
effective.
DM
Solid
for
plug.
details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
yeah,
gonna get you a social media.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've noticed that with women too. Is they trip. They'll wear things once, and then they're like, I can't wear this for fucking eternity.
See, I'm not like that. I definitely have old faithfuls for sure. I do
Winners.
throw in, yes,
Just golden
just
child.
winners. Where I'm like, I throw it on and I'm like, I am the baddest bitch to ever walk the
It's
planet.
like your thing. You're like,
Yes,
this is the one.
This is the one.
I do the same thing if I find something that like, and people, I'll get a couple compliments. I'm like, this is the one. I'll ride this out on these situations. Like it's my go-to.
Yes. Wear, wash for like a week straight. You know?
Really?
I won't do all that, but I'll mix it up.
Well, I also buy the same shirt in multiple different colors.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
I get that. That seems.
Yeah,
to
that's
make
something
sense.
that because I've been buying those clothes in bulk off, dude. That's been a thing too because he buys a lot of like maybe the cuts are a little bit different, but essentially the same shirt,
Yeah.
the same style, I guess, with different cuts.
Yeah.
You know, different like cuts at the bottom, different cuts in the shoulders, and in the whatever that's called, the fucking collar.
Yeah.
But it's nice because you get to mix that up a little bit. And you're like, this is nice because I know it looks good, but it's just a little bit different and the color's different, so it doesn't look like I'm wearing the same fucking shirt to every event.
Yeah.
I have one shirt in like 7 or 8 different colors right now, and it's my favorite.
Solid.
Wow.
Solid.
I do that with flannels. That's about it.
Oh yeah,
You can't go wrong with a flannel.
You can't go wrong with flannel. So I don't know. Are you done? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm a buy a whole pack of white tees kind of guy though. That's like my thing.
You look like it.
I was about to blur somebody's name out there real quick.
That's just like
so I have this. Well, all right.
yeah, no, I'm just saying like that's because it's safe to me. White tees, good pair of jeans.
You wear V-neck
whatever
or what,
pair
what's the collar
shoes
cut? You
Crew
V-neck,
cut.
crew cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I'm a very let's just say my OCD shows heavily in what I wear because I'm one of those people like I negate pretty much everything. I'm hyper loyal to a brand, right? That's all I get. I get the same thing because it feels good and I have like a connection with it. So literally my entire wardrobe is all Nike, like everything. And then work. Obviously, I buy my work shirts for my business, and I wear the same pants. And I've gone through 2 stages of that. Where at first I was getting what's that brand from fucking Walmart? George's. I was wearing the George's, and then I
They have their place.
yeah, and I tore through them because I'm working with them, and I said so I threw them all out, and then I replaced them all with Goodfellas, the same khaki tan.
Target.
And I
Did
wear
you
Shout out
donate
Target.
them or
Target
actually
had some
throw
good
them
stuff,
out?
no,
Yeah.
I throw them away.
Goodfellas,
If
I can get down with
something
Goodfellas.
gets,
Like a fucking crazy person.
yeah, if something gets a stain on it, I throw it away.
Not your work clothes.
Yeah, my work clothes can get
See,
stained.
once I get a stain on something, it like so. This is what I do. is
becomes work
I put,
clothes.
right, exactly. So I have like
Yes.
the dispensation. I have like I do this with my shoes too. So I have like my clean Johns, right? I wear those out, right? Till they get a little too scuffed. I'm like, okay, now they're gym shoes. And then at the end, I'm like, okay, now
They
I
go
can
through
cut,
the phases.
The phases, right? I do the same thing with clothes, and I'm like, that's the only thing is like I gotta go through every once in a while to start throwing shit out because I'm like, I got spillover. Like this is because I'll get more clothes, and I'm like, I don't have room.
Yeah. Well, and that's
No, I was just gonna say I literally have bought 2 pairs of shoes.
since you've been here.
Yeah.
God bless you.
What kind of shoes were they?
Jordans that I got like.
Oh, the Jordan.
Yeah, 'cause I
but
wanted
there's
to feel
no. But those
cool.
aren't work shoes though. Those are just like chill shoes.
Okay, yeah. Then I just buy the. I wore boots until people ridiculed me, for work because they looked like a homeless person's.
Oh,
boots.
because you're on like a warehouse floor.
Yeah, but I mean, I go outside a lot though.
Do you need steelies though? There.
No, what I got are they're Hunter, like the Red Wing. What are they? Irish Setter, Red Wing, like Hunter version, because they're the most comfortable thing I fucking have ever worn. But they have like a shitty thing that is rubs off on like with concrete. It wears very quickly, and then you slip a lot.
Yeah.
And fall.
Not good.
Bust your stupid fucking lip. But yeah, so I've bought 2 pairs since I've worked,
That's amazing.
and yeah.
That's like one of those things like with like work boots and certain things. Now you can get some expensive $300-$400 work boots and shit, but like you really can't compromise on price. Sometimes like you have to spend the money for the quality.
Yeah.
So like work
100%.
pants, dude, they're gonna get ruined, like you said.
Oh, dude,
we go cheap.
Well, and that's the
Yes.
thing. That's the thing. It's like they're basically disposables. You know what I mean? And it's just like I wear shit as soon as it gets a hole in it, pretty much gone. But it can get stained like to death, like basically change color and then they're gone. But like I'm very socks, same socks. I go out and I buy 1,000. Like I'll spend $200 in socks. I'll get the same sock.
That's the best way to do it.
Because my OCD, literally, I go through my shit. If somebody else's socks, sorry for people I've lived with, if somebody else's sock makes it into my sock pile, that shit is gone. I eject it immediately.
What the fuck is this doing here?
I do that.
I don't do that.
I absolutely do. If there's a mismatch of socks, I also do. I was ridiculing you for throwing things away. If whenever the dryer, because I don't care what anybody says, dryers eat socks.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
It's
They
an
do.
absolute fact.
I've always had this understanding. Like somebody in my family was like, "There's a goblin that comes and takes your socks," and I've literally, I think that was like that surpassed Santa Claus. and the tooth
The
fairy,
sock goblin.
the sock goblin, dude.
Sock goblin.
Yeah, it just like, and still to this
Because
day,
it's true.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
Like, literally, there's an alternate universe somewhere that's just a fucking whole planet full of socks that are just dropping from the sky periodically, and this dude in there just got crazy eyes, and he's fucking wearing socks on his hands. He's going around looking for the socks.
Again, it seems like something from a Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah.
When I buy
Coming
socks,
back to like some Rick and Morty shit.
I can't buy like the same across, so I got to get like my black low top socks, and then I got to get like white cotton mid socks for my
socks.
boots for work,
boots,
and then I have like my retro tube socks for like the gym, and like, you know what I mean, for that vibe, and just depends what I'm into. So like I have different types of socks.
That makes sense. I only get 2, but it's just because like black low cuts for my shoes,
Right.
and then high socks for work. Like,
Yeah,
I
but-
get the high black Wranglers.
Yeah, I like to mix it up.
Never gonna find 2 different brands of long white socks at the same time.
I don't wear white ones.
Well, okay. Well, whatever it is.
Like, don't get so
I know what
fucking-
you mean.
Like,
I don't.
Yeah, because if you're getting your shit out of the dryer and you're pairing your socks, you're not going to have to set 3 different ones aside because these ones are Dickies.
I
and
don't
these
pair
ones
my
are-
socks.
Yeah,
Okay,
Is
so
it
how do you
because
do
they're
it? Do you throw them
all the same and you just know?
No, it's not. I feel like.
Or are you on like that mismatch?
Wear whatever, right? The mix match
Mismatch.
I
vibe.
used
If it's
to,
close.
but I
It's
don't
sold
anymore.
that way.
if it's close.
No, I just throw them all in a bin and play
Search
Russian
every
roulette in
day?
the morning. Yeah.
Dude, I'm
so
sorry.
risky.
There's something
Risky business.
my OCD will not allow me to.
Right.
It's one of those things like, so basically, and like, sorry parents, my parents buy me socks like for every holiday, and I throw them away.
Let me ask you this. How long do you wear jeans
Jeans.
before you wash them?
I currently have only owned 1 pair of jeans since I've been here because I never wear jeans.
This is a
have
great
you ever
question.
washed them?
Yeah.
How often though?
I-
If you wear, let's say,
I
hold
wash-
on. Let's set a scenario. So let's say we're gonna say, for instance, you have a pair. You use this single pair of jeans for work.
Yeah.
You work at least 5 days in a work
I
week.
never wear jeans to work.
Okay, don't
They're-
ruin your fucking.
It's ruining the
scenario.
concept.
I know.
You go ahead. You weigh in.
How often do you wash your jeans?
A time period of which I might not like to discuss. Because I don't know, they're fucking work. Sometimes I'll wash them at the fucking end of the week. I don't think I ever go a full week, but I'll go fucking 3 or 4 days, and then I have another pair, but they're all fucking ripped.
Yeah.
And so like or if I have time, because my days are busy and I'm not gonna stay up till fucking midnight washing clothes. So yeah, it's very sporadic, but it's definitely several days.
I used to be obsessive compulsive with like washing. So like if I wore anything at all ever, I have to wash it
Immediately.
I mean, but like jeans, is a thing like you can get away with. So, but like now I've gotten better. So like I'll wear jeans. And the moment where you've been wearing jeans for a couple days and they start to smell.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they get the must.
Still got another week.
Really?
I've never had that happen to me.
It's a joke, but yeah, right.
I've literally been
After
like,
3 days, they get washed, dude. It's like 3 days is maximum. It depends on what I'm doing that day, too, right?
5.
However,
5 is a little
let's say I
crazy.
wear a bra 2 days a week. I will not wash that bra for like a month and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean?
First off,
I
bras
get it.
are so expensive.
Yeah, they'd say that.
So let's say I wear a bra 2 days a week. Unless I either work out in it or I like get super sweaty.
Oh, you're saying you're
I'll-
getting 2 wears out of a bra before you wash it?
No.
no.
that's not what she's
She's
saying.
only wearing it
8, 9,
2
10.
days a week.
You're saying 10.
She's wearing it 2 days a week for a month.
Yes.
So
month and a half.
six to
Month
8
and a half.
times.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But
I'm confused.
So, dude, it's
They're on
it's
rotation.
It's
Yeah,
it's
they're
6
on-
weeks in a month. And
You're
a half.
cycling your
That's
bras.
12.
right, but
You're
I
not
won't
wearing this-
wash it for like a month and a half. Let's say I wear it 2 days a week generally.
So you're wearing like a bra for 2 days a week, but you're mixing up your bras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
What'd you think 3 days?
So-
was
so-
without a bra.
so-
When
So
she
3
said it in my
days-
brain, I'm like, okay, 1
I'm
month,
thinking
2
a
days
work
week.
week. I guess I work
that's
6. So it
well,
doesn't
I
matter.
don't just wear a bra for work.
There's some girl that's like, there's some girl that's out there that she's like, preach.
Preach.
And then there's also girls out there who are like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, well, I don't have
would.
all this money to buy all kind of bras, so
The Beckys. The
That's why they got to
Brooks.
come visit you
Yes.
at the
Becky's.
spa.
at the beauty spa, Uniontown.
Well, and I was like kind of thinking too, like, you know, I don't know. There's certain things that like don't fit in the category of like Nike or work apparel, but like,
I love how anything that's not work is Nike.
Nike.
yeah, no, well,
Yeah,
that's,
I know.
that's
but
literally
it's
what
just
it
funny.
is.
It's either Nike
dude,
or work apparel.
I'm not like that.
Shoes,
I literally checked that out.
Shoes, socks, underwear, pants, shirt, undershirt. This undershirt is actually the same color as the.
I mean, I do get like in an outfit. So like you won't catch me with Adidas pants and a Nike sweatshirt. at the
Oh,
same
I
time.
think
I
that's,
literally
that's
do that.
sacrilegious.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't give
I
a
don't
fuck.
I will.
I don't do
I
that
will.
either.
I will scream.
If it looks good, it looks good. Like so, I
But
mix
I,
and
but
match.
to me, it never will.
I'm not above wearing an outfit. I'm
See,
just saying I don't put
this
that
is
much.
well. This
thought
is
into
how
it.
fucked up I am. I judge people.
Yeah. Well,
When
do
I
you?
see- yeah,
no
when I-
one's ever come to me and been like, "Yo, that shit's fucked up." I'd be like, get
well, they don't
fucked,
tell
loser.
you that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a loser, and you can tell me to get fucked,
no,
but I
you-
think
No, but you know what,
Like you're
Andrew?
judging
I'm
me,
with
dude,
you.
about
I'm
my
with you on
clothes?
that
What
one.
are you, a fucking asshole?
Like if you're coming in sweats and they don't even match, you should be staying home.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Wow.
Wow.
I got a new friend right now.
He's
This
been your
is-
friend, dude. You guys are working together.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, Dave and I are usually on the same wavelength. Not on that one.
Well,
Holy
and
fuck.
but then there's the other category, the big category. One of the most important categories for my own sanctity. It's the dress category. So I'm like, dude, and it's all about the location. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like when I'm down in
What's the
Florida.
event?
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
event?
When I'm in Florida, I'm fucking Florida. I went out. I went to several different places. I talked to the guy who like knows about threads, the old dude who's looking sharp, just got out of a Bentley. I'm like, yo, where's that? Where do you get really good Cuban shirts at? The white ones that have the little perforations
such a
and the things. And then he leads me to this place, like blah blah blah, and I get it. You know, maybe cost me like $400 or $500. I put that just that shirt on. I don't even button it. It's unbuttoned the whole time, right? And I got some really nice shorts, and then I get like a matching to whatever dress shoe I have. No socks in the heat, and then the matching belt.
I wear no show
How
socks.
many shirts are you fucking talking about for $400 or $500?
How many do I have? Probably about 20.
That you've no. So you said that you would spend $400 or $500.
Yeah.
In
It's
that
one shirt.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
What do you mean?
You could fucking publicly waterboard me before I fucking do that. You're out of your fucking mind.
Why?
That's crazy.
Because that's my mortgage.
No, but it's
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not spending my mortgage on a fucking shirt.
Well,
when I
it's-
can go and get a knockoff for fucking
No, but it's
TJ
no, but
Maxx.
for $100.
Wait, it's
oh
the
my
allure?
God,
Is
damn.
that what you fucking?
no,
what do
no,
you-
it's not the allure. It's just they don't. So look, man, they only make certain shirts.
Don't you fucking do
certain
this to
shirts.
me, man.
They don't replicate this certain shirt. It's an authentic, traditional Cuban shirt.
Cubano.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you could go down
That's a
to a
sandwich.
fucking whatever Jerry Buttfuck Surf Club and get one. But
Oh, that's a good
you know what I
place.
mean? But I went to that store. I literally spent 2 days trying to find one.
See, I don't wake up in the morning. I'm like, man, I'd like a Cuban shirt. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd be
I'm
like,
just
I
You
go
wear
get
the
one.
you wear the fedora too, don't you?
I'm not spending $500
I
on a
can't do
shirt,
that.
bro.
I
Sorry.
want to. I
would-
can't wear hats. I look weird. I got a small head.
He does. It's
You know what I mean?
odd.
Yeah, I've got my Ray-Bans that I get are like the child size Ray-Bans because my head's so small.
Well, you save money that way though, right?
No, not at all.
I would-
more expensive.
More expensive?
Yeah, to get the custom size
I was gonna
ones.
say.
Custom size or child size?
Yeah.
No,
I
no, it's
agree.
not child size because you can't get.
Well, that's what
the-
you just
can't,
said.
Well, it's light. It's close to that.
Get
It's
his
not-
ass, Dave. Get his ass.
But yeah, and it's but it's the same thing. Like when I go buy a suit, I'm not spending less than $1,000 getting a suit.
I can
So I don't
understand
want to
that.
be friends with you.
See, I like dress clothes, but once again, I'm still in the realm of like, can we pull something fly off at a discount price? You know what I mean? And I do pretty good. when we went out, we dressed nice and we all looked fly. And
I literally
and I
wore a
felt
bathing
great.
suit top.
Yeah, I mean, I was like,
Well, and
like, can you make it work? And it's like,
Yeah.
that's exciting. You're like, man, I'm getting by, and I'm getting compliments out. Man, I like that
Looking
shirt.
like
I'm like,
straight
But
money.
look, so this is my methodology behind it too. Is that I don't.
your shirt costs more
No.
than the fucking trip.
No, I know, but
Not the way
I
he's-
don't look. not how my trips are, but I don't really buy stuff like that, right? So in a year, right, I'll pick up 2 Nike hoodies, and I'll get two pairs of sweatpants, right? Because the almost 80 to 90% of the year, I'm fucking wearing my work clothes.
I'll say
And
this.
they're all very cheap. It's
if
the same
something,
thing.
If it's
Like,
something, and I'm not above it, so I'll meet you halfway. Is if it's an object, whether clothes or an item that I'm like, I have to have that item, I will spend the money.
well, and the thing is too, is like the really expensive stuff, like that shirt. I'm only wearing it when I'm going
Is the
to
quality
Florida.
worth?
Oh, 100%.
$400?
It feels how
It
you.
feels like $400?
No, how you. It's dude. It's a different
It better
experience.
make me-
like.
It's in your mind.
Yeah, it's like.
Gotta be in your fucking mind.
Well, it's not a mental thing, but it's like
Definitely.
That's
a mental
what
thing.
in your mind would mean.
it's how.
I've never looked at
how
somebody
it-
and been like, I wonder what that shirt costs.
how it feels on your skin, bro. I
What?
swear to
What
God.
this? What the? Please.
Skin feel?
Skin feel.
Yeah.
What am I?
Fair
Does that
skin.
mean I'm about to orgasm when I fucking wear it? Because for that
$400, dog.
I
I
bet-
better
I better.
fucking get an
I
orgasm.
I'll tell you this.
It better be a whole orgasm. Every time I'm swaying my arms while walking, I'm just like, oh yes, daddy.
Right on the edge.
I don't even want to have to walk. I want to lay there and be like, oh fuck.
What,
yeah.
you want the
I
shirt
wanna
to
feel
move
it.
you
Yeah.
around?
I want to
Like-
feel it on my nipples. I
Yeah.
want to be like, fuck yeah, dude.
I feel
$400.
like when we
Rub
do
my
have,
chest hair, you dirty bitch.
I feel like when we do have clothing to sell, we're gonna butt heads.
This motherfucker's
I
gonna
got
be like, yeah, $400
Yeah.
Cuban fucking Couch Godz shirt.
look like Nick L.
And I'll just be the guy to be like,
you know what's
make a 3X.
You know what's funny though? When this really takes off, people are gonna want those $400 Cubano shirts.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
Said no one ever.
Right.
But he is also the guy that said that when he looks at a shirt on a model, he says, "I'll put that on and it'll make me look like that guy."
Yeah,
He did
that
say
is
that.
true.
Yeah.
That's
So-
okay.
That is-
Valid
yep.
point. Yeah,
That's a
valid
very
point.
good point.
That well, you got to
It
be
is.
honest with yourself. Anytime you see like a model or a fit, you got to
can
say,
do that.
like, what's my physique look like? And then you got to
Right,
try
not
things
whatever.
on.
Yeah.
Like, I have to try everything on.
Yeah.
All jeans fit difference. You know.
Yeah.
I have not done that once, except for a suit. Whenever I go to get a suit, I'm getting suited, so all my measurements are correct and everything is.
Sometimes
would
I
like
buy
to-
something, I try it on, and then when I'll wear it a couple times, and then I feel like it changed on me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
damn, it changed.
And that's even when you buy
it
it
got
in the
tight in
store
the
and you come
shoulders.
home and you're like, what the fuck even is this?
Yeah, it fits
Like, this is
different now. You didn't even
disgusting.
wash it yet, and you're like, why does it fit different now?
So that's a different type of goblin.
That's
like a.
That's a
fucking-
switch.
That's a
The
fair-
tailor,
that's a
the
fair-
tailor goblin,
fairy.
tailor-made
I
goblin.
think they call them cashiers.
Oh, this looks great on you. Yeah, I think. But yeah, it's just like what.
I'm super awkward about that too. That's a thing
What?
too that you just brought up a good point that I have to weigh in on. Like if I'm like out and I do spend some time like picking out clothing and stuff like that, you know what I mean, to try to look nice. I'm like, what do? I go out and know, like, because men, we care about what the women are seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what I look like. Like, I think I look okay, but I need an objective view. So do you grab, you got to try to find someone who's like your age to like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do? Or do you go
I will
grab
lie.
Nancy, who's fucking 63.
I will
and she's
tell
like,
you,
oh,
you
you
find-
look like a handsome boy. I'm like, I already know that. I'm just trying to say, would you
Wow.
fuck me? You know what I
find-
mean?
yeah,
Would
no,
you fuck
you're-
me, Nancy, or not? Okay?
I think you find a gay guy.
Oh, dude.
I just find random dudes.
I got a fucking
Because-
whole slew of them trying to get in the box, dude. And I'm like, dude, I just
love that you said.
Well,
the
I
boss.
feel like
I love that you
I'm
said.
trying to get in my box, bro.
I'm glad. Like I was like, did no one else
Dude,
immediately catch
I'm
on?
telling you, listen, every time I get single, in my brain, I think there's going to be this ticker tape parade, and everyone's going to be like, did you hear Nick L's single? Yeah, I think,
Please tell me why I thought that was gonna happen.
right. In your brain, you're like, dude, they're going to be thirsty. They're gonna be like, "Did you hear? Like, I thought it was gonna be like a line out the door."
Are you talking about chicks or dudes?
What?
Women, motherfucker.
You just went from like a.
I'll get there if you'd fucking be patient.
He's saying all he ends up getting is the gay
All
guys.
I get.
So you're banging dudes. It's cool.
Fat bitches and gay dudes in my inbox.
That's
That's it.
hurtful.
That's so hot. I mean,
So wait a minute. So what?
I'm sorry, I have a type, and they're not fucking 300 pounds overweight, dude.
So wait a
good
minute.
to know.
I'm so lost. What are we talking about? Inbox? Your email?
Oh, all right, dude. I don't know
I'm
how
not
you
even
have a
that bad.
podcast
Holy
and
fuck.
you don't have social media.
Yeah. What? Why?
This is your social media, I guess.
Yeah,
because
this is it.
YouTube is technically
Yeah.
social media.
Technically.
Is it? Oh, fucking.
Well, it's like.
So yeah, it's a humble existence I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, damn it, no one likes me.
Like, where are all the baddies?
I know.
Just a bunch of fatties.
Well, so should we dive into like the dark side of social media, aka swipe
No,
right?
because you don't have social media.
Swipe right, the Tinder thing.
Did you have Tinder?
So, listen to this. This is a great story. So I got Tinder, and
I thought they were sending you emails.
no. So
what do you do? Just put your email on there and
The
say,
AOL?
if you swipe right, email me.
So I got a year clean, and I was like, okay, I can I think I'm emotionally in the state to like go after a girl, and I went after one, and that didn't end up working out, and then I realized that I was a child still emotionally.
Can we delve a little farther into that, Andrew, or do
so,
you not want
yeah,
me to? I'm
yeah,
just sort of-
so there was like this whole thing, and it was the traditional like, I like you and all this stuff, but I'm busy, I'm going to school, and so this isn't gonna work out. But really, I'm fucking talking to somebody else who you're like close with, motherfucker. And then I just like immediately went to like dark zone. And when I freak out, when I blow up, which most people know this, I go insane. So I drove around town really fast and like ran shit over.
What'd you do with your truck,
And I
Andrew?
wrecked my truck. I launched it up on like a fucking rock.
There we go.
And yeah, I went up onto the top of a mountain, like threw heavy rocks at like old TVs and shit, and screamed into the sky. But besides that, and then I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to fill my like emotional thing up with like going and trying out this Tinder thing. And I felt so wrong about it because I was like, people get Tinder, like it's just like you fucking don't have the balls to go up and like ask somebody. But then I just got done getting through that phase because I literally went up to this girl and was like, hey, you want to go on a date? And so that didn't work. And so I immediately like was like, okay, let's try this Tinder thing out. And I'm on that, and I'm like trying to match, and I got some like crazy good matches, but then I was like, there's no way. You know what I mean? I was like,
They're bots.
Yeah.
They're like, send me a $35 Walmart gift card.
Yeah, there was like, it was just like the whole thing to me really like opened my eyes, and then somebody messaged me, right? And it wasn't like I was like spamming them, like somebody messaged me, and it was like
Bumble.
and it was like a match made in heaven. It was like it's just like
Is
after
that how you met your girl?
yeah.
Oh, good job. Well, and I'll be honest, man. I don't have too much experience with dating sites. Exactly like,
Yeah.
you know, I have been a little bit of play, but the profiles make me sick. You know what I mean? Single mom central, which I'm not above being with a woman who has kids. You know, I want my own family.
Yeah.
I'm not above it. Like, I'm not nothing against single moms. I get it, you know, and I'm willing to, you know. But when they got 3 kids to 3 different dads, I'm like, all right, sweetheart, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? And and that's not a jab. I'm just saying for me. That's just for me.
Sounds like one.
Julia, we're getting married.
I thought you loved me.
I do love you. But so like that sucks. And then like I'm just better in person to get off the dating site. I'm better in person. When you get that, are you excited about that?
It makes me furious to hear you say that.
Why?
You're better in person.
Yeah, well, like, okay.
You're so fucking hot. That's why I think you're the whole
I
thing.
don't feel that, dude, and stop blowing my fucking head up. Listen, when I'm in person and I fucking meet somebody, if there's like, does she dig my humor? Is she attractive? Like, I'm just better on that spur of the moment kind of vibey, charismatic, you know what I mean? And then
It's fun. It's a dance.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not above using social media or dating apps the digital way. Like, and I'll plan a meeting, but you know what I mean? Like, typically,
But
my
there's a
experience
weird vibe about it.
Well, my experience with the digital thing is like, it's trying to get them off the app, swap numbers, maybe do a FaceTime call for like a quick, like, do you look like your pictures, right? You know, what's your vibe about? Because that's like an informal meeting. It's just like FaceTime, and if we don't like each other, you can tell me to get fucked, and like no harm, no foul. No. But it's just like it's painstaking to do that, and it's blah blah blah, and it's the 20 questions where like if I'm in person, I'm catching that vibe, and you can feel each other's vibe. You can know
there's
exactly
a connection or there's
right,
no
right
connection.
there. Yeah. And whether you're out, the problem is like where do you go to get those encounters? Because like I'm not about approaching women. Like I'm not a pickup artist, a PUA guy. I'm just not.
There's a guy.
It's pickup artist. That's what PUA.
So
when has that ever been?
I'm like, I know I got a good sense of it. So like all of my girlfriends have just been mostly random up until this girl. We were like mostly random in places and just like locked eyes and saw. And I was just like, hey, what's up?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and if she wants to talk to you, she will talk
Oh, yeah.
to you.
And it's just that first 5 second, like 1, 2, 3 back and forth. That's it. Like once
Not everybody's good with those social cues, but if you practice, and I hate to say this because it sounds like PUA, but like if you just practice engagements with people, whether it's like Nancy at the fucking, you know what I mean, Nancy at the fucking store, or like just different interactions throughout the day that you have with the gas station attendant, and you just talk to people, you pick up on those social cues a little better. Yeah. I've gotten much better. You'll know within the 5 seconds or the 10 seconds of an interaction whether or not she's digging your vibe or not.
Easiest one, dogs.
Do you know?
Walking the dog. What? Yeah, easiest one. If they're walking the dog and you're just like, hey, what's up? And the dog comes up to you to talk, like, you know what I mean? To meet you or whatever.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Holy fuck,
Yeah.
you could have a better introduction.
Yeah. but that.
I feel like they know that's a thing, and honestly, women annoy me.
But I've
They're
done that.
obsessed with their dogs.
I hate it.
On those dating apps, they have a whole fucking slew of pictures. It's 2 of them, and the rest is of their dog, and I'm like,
In need
fuck.
of a dad for my dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Fur mama. I'm like, don't take away from real mothers, you fucking bitch. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Agreed.
Oh, I totally agree with that. I actually made a TikTok about that kind of went viral.
Really?
Yes.
About
how I hate dog people.
Go off, Julia.
Okay,
Send it.
So listen. All right, so
it's about to get dark.
So people, I have clients and they'll be like, "Oh my God, it's just as hard having a puppy as it is having a baby." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, I can't leave my baby at home in a goddamn cage, can I? I can't put my baby."
but it's frowned upon.
That's what I said. I'll go to jail. I can't put my fucking kid on the chain outside to go pee. No, I can't do that. Also,
just walk
I can't
your kid
board.
twice a day. It's fine. Put food in the dish.
I can't board my baby and go on a vacation. You know how many people I had in my comments saying, "Sounds like you actually wanted a dog and not kids."
And here's the
I
thing.
said, yes, I think about that all the time.
Here's the thing too, like if the dog gets sick and you can't afford it, you're like, sorry, bud. You know what I mean? Like $3,000 for a surgery. But like if your kid gets sick and they're like $45,000 for a couple of tests, you're like, well, I can't let my fucking kid die, can I?
Literally, dude.
Well, and
it's not like having a fucking baby, you fucking fuck.
Well, no, but so this is the dark side of like that whole statement. You should see, man, when people's dogs start going bad, you know what I mean? And it's like a problem after a problem. It's like you get one surgery, they're just having surgeries until they die, which is relatively soon, almost all the times. And these motherfucking veterinarians, bro. Oh yeah, that'll only just be $12,000 and he'll be right as rain. And then you come back around and it's like the amount of times, bro. I mean, our family got little dogs, right? And little dogs are notorious for having health problems. Yeah. I mean, most
thoroughbreds were. I thought thoroughbred animals.
Yeah,
were.
they do, but little dogs do too. But yeah,
purebreds.
thoroughbred,
Yeah,
purebreds
it's
too.
like first their eye starts fucking like glazing over, and then
They start to smell.
Yeah, they just like
decay.
yeah.
I had this black lab. He had this like growth on his head, and we just let it go. We took it to the vet. They're like, yeah, well, I mean, it's nothing. It's just a thing, but like it'll cost you $12,000 to remove. We're like,
Just
Sorry,
leave
Jack.
it. Dude,
To
like,
get my dog fit, when I went to the fucking vet, they told me like, oh, it's gonna be a couple $100 to get like booster shots and all that. And I'm like, I got like that. I don't
Is
give
this
a fuck.
milkshake?
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. So, well, it ended up to be $487 for the first one, and then another $110. But then
For the anesthesia?
no. These are for fucking like vaccines and shit and boosters. Then I say, okay, well, the responsible thing, I'm supposed to get her fixed, right? They're like, yeah. And she's like, well, we'll write you up. What did she say?
A quote.
Yeah, she said a quote, and I'm like,
yeah, when somebody says
okay.
that, you're not in a good spot.
well, so that's what I thought. But I'm like, so what are we talking? Like, a couple $100 or like, we like near 1,000. She's like, oh, honey, not 1,000. I said, oh, all right, cool, that's reasonable. The quote was for what, $786.
And in my head, that's 1,000.
Bro, what the fuck? Yeah,
You might as well
you're
said 1,000.
$214 away from being fucking $1,000.
After I drive out here
Fucking
twice,
Honey.
after gas, you know what gas is like out here, Margaret? Fuck.
No, and then they do that, and they're like, we've realized that your dog's allergic to rust. And now your dog needs 6 tetanus shots. It's only going to be $12,000. These motherfuckers are sleeping on pillows lined with fucking pets, man. They're in there.
Lined with
yeah,
pets?
yeah, they're just fucking in there. They've got fucking yacht. These motherfuckers got yachts. And old women are in there fucking sheckling out their last gambling money to get their dog fucking.
Well, because they upsell based on emotion.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You want your dog to be alive, don't you?
Yeah, they're judging you if it's like 4,500 and my cat's sick, and they're like, no, he's a 16.
They're like, you're
I
really
think."
not going to do that?
That's,
Right.
It's wait, you don't want little pancake to feel better?
Yeah, see, that's
like, well, I do.
And look, I understand. Look, and all jokes aside, I get it. Like, I have had pets. Like,
Love-
I
love your
understand
pets.
it.
Love
Absolutely.
your pets.
We're just
There's
talking
nothing wrong-
shit,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, there's nothing. I'm
not
angry.
anti-dog.
I'm not anti-dog. I want the
am.
fucking veterinarians hung. I want this shit coming full circle. What are we talking about here?
I love dogs. Also, I love dogs just enough to realize that Milkshake needs a better owner.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
She needs. Hey,
We'll take
I'm a
milkshake.
I won't.
no.
Church dog.
Church
How
dog.
you'll take her?
I got a whole basement down there.
Okay, good. Take her right now.
No carpet,
Right after
too.
this.
We
I'm
gotta
not even
talk-
kidding.
we gotta
If she
talk to
pisses
Pat,
and shits,
yeah.
nothing happens.
Oh,
Next
no,
episode
hold
we
on.
have-
It went from I'll take her, no problem.
Yeah,
Then
no,
we
no,
gotta
but
talk to
Pat wants a dog.
Yeah,
so
next
talk to
time we're
Pat.
here, we're going to go downstairs and it's going to be Pat yoking up the dog next to the pole this
Listen,
time.
we'll get a new dog. I'll fucking neuter the thing.
Hey, we gotta block that one out.
I'll light his ass up.
We'll get a new dog. We'll get a dog, right? We'll get an animal. I'll fucking neuter the thing. I got a year of community college. I'm
At home?
practically a doctor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All I need is a few things. You know,
some
gloves.
snips and
Joe
a
Dirt.
YouTube video?
We should call Damon B.
I'll YouTube it.
Yeah, just
Damon B.
Damon
oh
B
my
will do it.
God. He'll be like,
Yeah, right. He'll be like, put something in its mouth and snip it off. Like, oh, fuck it. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna be. That motherfucker, I ain't trusting him.
You seen Joe Dirt?
You just gotta spritz.
Get a spatula.
You just gotta spritz elderberry in its face and then fucking hit him.
So speaking of pets, a mutual friend of ours just like had a bunch of, or just built like a chicken coop and has all these chicks. And so we've been going back and forth all day long, just thinking of names for these chicks, but they're all like parody celebrity names.
Omelet?
Please let
Tell him
let's-
about the pig, though. Tell him the pig's name. This is the best
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, it's the best name ever.
So,
So fucking
we
cool.
literally have been just going back. This made my whole day. It was a great time. So David Peckham, Hennem,
that one's
It
good.
took me a second.
Yeah, same.
Hennifer Aniston, Bruce Henner,
Yes.
Heather,
Bruce Henner.
Yes.
That's so good.
Heather Flockler, Chickie Minaj,
That's gotta
Solid.
Kanye Nest,
That's it.
That's the bad boy in the crew.
Nicolas Cage, Cardi Beak, Kim Kardashian,
Not reaching.
Henny Pickett,
your boy,
Yeah. I ain't mad.
Kenny P.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and then, like Hen Stefani, Lil Jon and the Beakside Boys. Because my favorite one is
I need to get in on this fucking text stream.
Old Birdie Bastard.
That's so great.
That's comedic genius right there, dude. Those moments in life are fucking great.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, when you start getting on that, like,
Chicky Minaj. That's got to be one. That's
My
fucking
cheeks
good.
Egg Boogie with the hoodie.
Egg Boogie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Christina Aguilera.
I knew eggs were
That
going
was
to get into this.
That was her name.
Henny Rogers.
What's her name?
Yeah,
Aguilera.
like
Oh, okay. I said Aguilera. I was like, that's funny.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
yeah, and Chick Flair.
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
with the woo.
I was gonna say, let's get some women.
but so
I need a good
you
day.
know, drop in the comments your favorite.
Yeah. You
Like
got to
Yeah, come up with your own.
Yeah,
Let's
come
hear
on,
'em.
yeah.
Let's hear 'em.
I mean, yeah.
I when you first were about to go on that, I didn't know it was going to be so good. I'm pleasantly surprised because I'm like, oh man, my cheeks are literally cramping from smiling. From that's just so funny. Because I'm like, dude, chickens are like those people are they're in a great place. Like free eggs.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
I
great.
love those.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, we're gonna have one here.
A chicken coop?
Yeah, dude, I'm doing.
Are
a
you gonna
fucking-
name them all, or you're gonna be like, this is for continuity
This
family.
This one's called Thursday's breakfast.
Yes.
And this one's called next month's breakfast.
Well, you want to keep the chickens alive and just eat the
eggs.
the eggs.
No,
and
Andrew
multiply
wants to kill
them. Once in a while, you do when they age out, bro.
How
You're
much?
like,
How many?
Wait,
do
but
they-
you don't want to eat an old chicken.
you don't.
Why?
Why not?
You want the young.
Yeah, you want
Well,
your
in their
Why?
primes?
Yeah,
That makes sense. Bert, what's your fuck? Bert knows everything.
Yeah, what's up with chickens?
So chickens will have basically a finite number of eggs that they can produce. After so long, they will stop producing eggs.
Then you eat them.
About a year and a half, roughly.
Okay. And then they're on the chopping block.
That's why you got to let some of them grow to come to age.
They have specific chicken breeds that will grow and be ready to eat within like 3 or 4 months, but they get so fat so quickly they can't stand.
Okay, I like those ones.
That was literally me growing up.
That's me now.
All right, that's enough, Bert. Thanks.
So wait, why can't you eat old chickens? I need the answer. Why can't you eat old chickens?
Until they stop producing eggs. When they stop producing eggs, kill them, and then
But why?
So
Why
it's
can't
fine.
you eat an old
is
chicken?
what you're saying. There's a time to fucking eat them.
Well,
There you
no.
go.
So
They
what
have
you,
a cycle.
What you do is you keep one of them old, so they all think they'll get to that age.
You got to have a rooster or two.
What?
Is it?
What?
Do you have to like mind fuck chicken?
Yeah. So
So you're manipulating these
they're
chickens?
in high spirits. They're like, I can't wait to get that old one day. And then what
Cut their
Bert
fucking
said,
head off.
you know what I mean?
And then you just steal their son.
No, but I'll do it humane. I'll take them away from the flock.
We'd have all hens
You're
and
gonna
just
rip
have.
their
You would
fucking-
only
you
have
have
like
to
a
in order
rooster
to
or
make them
two.
think that they're going to live to be.
You would
Yeah,
only have a
exactly.
rooster or two.
They're like, where'd Charlie go? He went through the hole.
No, Andrew, you would do it in front of all of them.
No, I'm not that sick. I'm not that sick. I would
Till
take,
you have a bad day.
I would take a I would take a new guy and tell him, hey, you're going to be a man today.
Stick your neck out.
Oh, bathroom. Okay. All right, man. This has been an interesting one. We have yet to bring up the mascot that we got. We got Bessie here. Bessie's a good girl.
From the back, Bessie looks like a lamb.
Wow.
Turn it around.
It's a
Dave.
beauty.
Turn it around. Well, hold on.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Sorry. Lamb.
I don't know what it looks like, but
You can't. It's hard to tell a mammal from the ass.
I want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That goes for humans too.
I want to know
The tail looks like balls.
feel like.
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's all I was going to say. Is it looks like
It's got two big balls. Yeah.
yeah, and I just still want to know the guy's
too.
name who whittled that. That's what I want to know.
Is it the balls or is it a tail?
two big balls.
You said distinctively it was the ball, so you was just saying you better not backpedal.
It's two big
now.
balls.
Or did it have a third leg that it, or a fifth leg that it lost?
Two balls.
That fucking
Fifth?
Theodore,
Oh.
fucking.
Yeah, man, that's my boy right there.
I started to say third too. So I mean,
You're
that's,
my boy, Blue.
I enjoyed your rant about the
dogs.
Yeah,
It pisses me off.
and it pisses
It's
women
not-
off too. There's women hearing this; they're fucking outraged, clawing their own
No,
eyes out.
people
Like,
in the
how dare
comments
she?
came for me. They
I bet.
came for me. They're like, I think they meant that they loved their animals.
no
Some
shit.
woman even said, she was like, well, some of us can't have kids, so we need our
All
dogs.
right.
I said, bitch.
Sorry, lady.
Well, yeah, but they
I
don't.
was just nice.
They don't.
but
They don't
some
have
of us-
kids.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
the
have
thing.
kids. They don't
No,
have kids.
no one's gonna say that who has kids. I don't even have kids, and I think that's fucking.
Did anyone have your
insane.
back?
Oh, yeah, a lot of
Right.
people.
Because
have my back,
this
but-
is the debate. Like, we're just having fun talking some shit, dude. If you can't take the fucking heat, dog, go and be alone with your dog and shut the fuck up. You know
Right.
what I
It's
mean?
behind the
Like,
sign.
yeah. Also, the
I
whole
wanna
reason
get you
that it
started.
sparked, is I was sitting at a stoplight, and these two people in front of me had their dogs hanging out the window, and the one woman's talking to that dog, and the other woman's talking to the other dog, and they're just like, you're so cute, oh my God, and they think the dogs are talking. They're like, oh my God, they're talking, look at, they love each other. I'm like, the fucking light is green, go. It's green. Your dogs don't even give a fuck about each other.
I got
They're
places
just,
to
and
be.
it's funny because they're just like,
Literally.
Does anybody else hate when fucking people like, oh my God, you're so cute, come here, little buddy, like baby talk dogs? I fucking hate that. I'm
I
like,
don't know. I love my animals too,
you
so
should-
I
no,
get
so
it.
do I. But just come here and be like, hey, what's up, dog? Like, and come here and I'll fucking pet your ears.
Hey, what's
Like,
up, baby
put 'em on.
boy?
yeah, my thing's like, oh, Papa.
You do that with people, though.
I do that with people too. I kind of pet my people. But hey, bubby.
Hey, Papa.
It's like a super emasculating thing when I see like my friends like you guys. I'm like, hey, bubby.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
everyone's
go,
a bubby.
I'll go up to somebody.
say
I'll be like,
bubby.
hey, Papa.
Bubby?
And I
Yeah.
give one
You're my
pat.
bubby.
Yeah. Hey, bubby.
Yeah, you do that.
I do. Yeah, I pat him on the head once. Hey, Papa.
Do you have to get on your tiptoes and do that? Or?
Woohoo! Yeah,
Wow,
get his ass,
shots fired.
Julie. Yeah.
No, I can actually jump like a motherfucker. You wouldn't believe.
You look like you could.
I was.
That's funny. I didn't
I
think
got
that about you.
in my.
This boy flies.
Yeah, I
Ever
was.
thrown
I
a
was
frisbee?
high. I beat.
Tell me when you don't.
No, I actually. Yeah, I could dunk.
I know. That's what all really short people say.
And
I swear to God, every
at
fucking
one
short
point.
person.
and
I know,
his
you're like, I can
tail
dunk. No, you
spins
couldn't.
while he jumps too.
Yeah.
My
a
squirrel
fucking-
tail.
I'll be honest. When we were out, it was like a picnic. It might have been my home group's summer picnic. You were pretty new. It was still your first year, I think. We threw frisbee.
Yeah.
You went barefoot. Boy, you flew.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see you shine. I was like, we got one. We got one, boys.
Yeah.
Someone to play with.
Yeah.
Let's run around like puppies and
And
be
I was-
free today.
I was
You were
moving.
moving.
Actually, yeah, the Turkey Bowl.
Send it.
What?
I underestimated you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm.
Did you
fucking-
play?
Oh yeah.
Are you quick?
Oh, I'm fucking.
Oh, he
Yeah,
moves,
boy.
boy.
Yeah, he's
It was
quick.
good. He's short and he's light, and he's got those flutter legs because I have choppy steps too. And he's just, and I'm like watching him move. I'm like, this boy's a fucking burner, kid.
Yeah.
Let's get
I'll
it.
burn on a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
and
foot
that-
raced after
yeah.
the Turkey Bowl, and I beat Gatlin by like a cunt hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, I didn't think you would be that fast. I'm like, dog, 4.6 40, which is pretty credible time on a
Well,
40-yard
I was
dash.
in at football.
You run
I
a
was
4.6.
4.6. This was a couple years ago, but I'm still there. You know what I mean?
dude. I liked I played strong safety.
That's not bad.
It's very good.
Average defensive back speed is, now this is everybody, right? But it's a 4.55.
Yeah, that's why I say 4.6 is very good.
What do all these
Yeah, it wasn't
numbers
bad.
mean?
I don't even know what's going on.
A 4.6 second 40-yard dash. So I'm covering
So-
about 10 yards a second.
What's a 4.55? Isn't that what you just said?
4.55.
4.5 seconds.
Quicker than
Four-
4.6.
40.
4 seconds.
He's saying the average time of a defensive back.
Yeah.
Maybe
Now that's some of the big
4.5.
boys
just
too.
dropped-
These are pro athletes.
dropped
So I
the-
felt good about 4.6. This one
yeah.
boy, he ran a 4.4, and he was your size, right?
Yeah.
Little black kid.
cooking.
Boy smoked it. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I'm like, a 4.4, because I had like one of the best times. This was
Yeah.
like just a semi-pro football team I walked on locally.
Yeah.
I never played football before. I just honestly just went for the training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like real hood, you know what I mean? Because it was like
Yeah.
all the local guys come out like this ball like it was back in high school. It was a really awesome experience, honestly. And you know what I mean?
Love those.
Yeah, right. So, but when we were doing like shuttle runs and official times when we were drilling,
Yeah.
I mean, you had some athletes out there. I mean, I had a lot of respect for these boys. Older guys, too, were coming out and moving. I'm like, phew, whacking each other.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
this is bloodshed out here,
Clapping.
dog.
I'm just imagining. Do you remember the NFL Blitz video
Yes.
games?
Oh,
That's
dude,
what's in my head right now.
It was basically
My man-
like
my
that, but
man's-
with
my man's-
actual, you know what I mean? Like you're
Humans.
living it.
He's got a fucking bandana on, and his knuckles are wrapped, and he's like, "Fucking, let's go!"
As like a walk-on dude who's like in recovery, I was like way out of my league.
Oh, yeah.
But I did earn some respect because of my physicality. I did work hard. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like I didn't want the boys to think I was a bitch. So like when I was trying for wide out and stuff like that. I ended up being like a outside linebacker because I was a little bit heftier.
Yeah,
Because
shoulder
in
up.
my brain, I don't think I'm that big because I've always been like more like you, like a fast guy, a speed guy, not like a bulk guy.
Yeah.
But where was I going with this? So when we were doing wide receiver drills, it was like the first couple weeks, you know what I mean? I did this quick slant, and I had some nice routes, man. I was crispy. I was getting compliments. I was like feeling real good, and I took, and bro fucking zooted this ball, and it just dink right in the face, like right through the hand, smashed me in the face. And I was like, damn, I just look like a bitch in front of the brothers, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what I mean?
I scared motherfuckers.
The next set, we did a different route. It was what was it, a flag? So it was a post corner to the outside.
Yeah.
And bro's covering me because we were under coverage.
Yeah.
It was a one-on-one. And I went up, dude, and this high point I pulled off was just so sleek and clean. A redemption. The boys were like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
And
just
you're
so
just
nice.
you're on
Executed with
top of the world.
precision. Yeah, I was like, we're still here. I was like, don't get it fucked up, dude. People make mistakes, but we here.
Yeah. Well, my thing was like absolutely no hands, can't catch shit. You know what I mean? Unless it's a frisbee, and then I'm on it. But even then, you know what I mean? But football, I was like strong safety. I don't even know why they put me in that.
Laying wood.
Dude, I just had this thing. I got kicked out of so many games because I was just spearheading motherfuckers for like full tilt.
Because you're
like,
short, you can get lower.
Yeah, and I would just fucking and I would do this thing where like someone would like get past me a little bit. I'd let them get like feel like they were like going for gold
With that
and
momentum.
then I would just fucking shatter their dreams real quick. We were doing these Penn State drills where you run and you hit each other onto the mat, right? And they always teamed me up with this one dude, and I gave this kid so many concussions he couldn't play for the season, and he was like one of the star players because I would just we would just clock helmets over and over and over again, and I'd have like a migraine for like a week, and then I broke my fucking my hand or something.
You guys know PM?
Yeah.
PM was on. That's how I met PM. He was reading the Bible. I showed up early because we were taught show up early, stay late, clean up. You know. So I did that with the semi. I didn't last long on the semi football team, so nobody think I went anywhere with it. I was just, you know what I mean. But I met PM. That dude also built like you, a little bit more heft.
Yeah.
That dude whacked this kid, and they had to call the ambulance.
Really?
And he just whacked this boy. I was like, dude, they're
And-
laying
and-
wood out here, son. You know what I mean?
And he was probably like, what?
Because you know it's like so like low class, like it's like not top tier athletes, it's like low class, so like everyone's getting all fired up. It's super unorthodox and like almost sloppily put together, but like that vibe, man, what an experience. I'm like really glad, because being in recovery, I had like 2 years at the time, and it was the cuck era that I explained before when I got cucked.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna get into it on this episode, but so I was going through some things, so having that outlet to like
It isn't what you think.
You have to elaborate a little bit.
I raised some other dude's kid for 9 months, and she cheated on me, and then went to jail.
Yeah, but that's why I said it's not what everybody thinks when you say you get cucked.
Oh, I
Yeah,
essentially
I've never-
got cucked. got used up like a little bitch.
That's not cucked.
That's not
Cucked.
cucked?
Yeah,
No,
we can't
absolutely
go
I'm
into this
babysitting
again.
a kid while she's out fucking dudes is not cucking?
No.
It's not being cucked?
I don't.
You're talking official
think that's a
cuckold.
thing.
Yeah,
Watching
yeah,
your girl get fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not what it was.
I know. That's what people think, man.
Well, I explained what it was, and it wasn't that. So, where was I? Oh, being put in those social situations were good for me.
Yeah.
You know, like now I had to check my boundaries because like half the hood was there smoking blunts and shit and asking you to come out, and you're making friendships and you know what I mean, as men you're like formulating those bonds. So I had to keep the things in check, but I was really good because like I see a ton of those dudes in town. You know, they come into the restaurant, I see them at the gym, and we still like, you know, I've like well-known guy. And, you know, because of putting myself in those situations, so I have like a lot of acquaintances that aren't in recovery. So I remember the one episode you were talking about, like I don't have anybody that's not in recovery. Yeah. Sometimes you got to take, you don't want to put yourself around people, places, and things, but you take those risks to chase your fulfillments and expand your horizons.
Well, and I think there's definitely the experience of being uncomfortable and then realizing it's not uncomfortable and how good that is. Like that, just like for the soul, like where you're like, oh, you're like, I am. That was just all my outside thinking. You know what I mean? Because it's like going to school for the first time.
Well, I in high school fell away from sports. You know what I mean? I did some MMA when I was 20 and trained and got pretty good, and that was fulfilling. But I hadn't been a part of a team sport since really baseball back in the day. You know, ninth grade I think was my last year playing baseball, and I played baseball my whole life. So I missed out on that team sport. So to be 24 and clean and get with these gentlemen, just having that type of camaraderie and the effort we put in and training together, man, it really did revitalize that type of man, I missed something like this. And I was, like I said, in over my head a little bit, you know, because I really didn't play ball. Yeah. I was just an athlete, and I was like, let me just walk on and just play. Let me just walk on and just
see what happens.
Get after it. Yeah. And it was a really great experience, man. I got to meet some guys in town, and it was
You ever do that, Dave?
What?
Walk on?
No, the best thing I did in sports was I boxed. I boxed for a while. That's it. I
didn't know you had hands.
Yeah.
Oh, he keeps gloves in the back of his car.
Why don't you come and shout out the local All-American MMA Academy?
Yeah, I've actually thought about it for.
I mean, we got Nick Brown he's in Bellator. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. He's nasty hands. I mean, the dude is off the chain.
Yeah.
The training there's good camaraderie there. You know what I mean? If you're into that. Yeah. Because if you're not into team sports, and MMA is low impact. Everyone thinks it's just beating the shit out of each other. You know, probably from the boxing. You're an MMA guy.
Well, I am. I love it. But what I know, I'm
gonna try to get Nick Brown on the podcast and have a conversation.
Lower East Side Sports Center. It was not low impact there. It was like a free. It was a free boxing gym on the Lower East Side of Erie, and I had the living shit beat out of me by 6 people there.
Yeah, boxing. At the same time.
Boxing's probably
it was outside of that. I could get into the whole story there, but apparently when you're shadow boxing and someone thinks you're looking at him, it's a real weird thing, and then he gets his brother and his crew friends to beat the shit out of you.
I was probably speaking beyond my depth because I know boxing. I went to a couple Denora, PA. They had one of those places, and I got wrecked pretty good too. But MMA specifically, I would say any gym I've been to and dabbled in has been lower impact. No one's beating the shit out of you.
It should be.
Yeah.
The whole point is genuinely, you're not supposed to be getting concussions and the shit beat out of you. It's supposed to be teach me some technique. And
and that's
especially with, the ground game. I mean, for real, that's the most used aspect that you're going to have actual control and you're going to benefit from in a real life scenario.
Yeah, if you're getting whacked in the face, you're going to take somebody down, and now you're on the ground in an MMA fight.
Even then, and that's why if you look, I mean, some of the most, I mean, other than my favorite Anderson Silva, but the best is someone that a wrestler, someone that has the base of wrestling is going to dictate where the fight goes.
I wrestled in middle school, right? I wrestled 2 years. I got fucked up. I wasn't a good wrestler. The second year I did play second in a tournament, but I didn't have a really thick, I wasn't this great wrestler. Yeah. Right. What I'm telling you is so that was middle school. When I started MMA and trained for that year straight when I was 20, just the little wrestling I had a fucking insane upper hand on
someone who didn't.
Someone who had no clue what it was. Leading with your head, protecting your legs with your hands, the fundamental things I learned, bro. And I had been through wrestling class. We had an expression when I was in school. It was once you wrestle, everything else is easy.
No, that's true.
Fuck, were they? What was that?
Accurate. Well, the whole mindset behind wrestlers. I mean, that's why it's such a success in mixed martial arts and
outwork.
UFC.
Well,
absolutely.
That's a good kind of transition. It's for females, sports because guys are like really driven in that realm to like it's aggressive. You know what I mean? Like there's aggressive spots and then there's like training spots and like the whole theory behind it. What's your input on like the female side of it? Is it more of like a status thing or is it more of like, because I know like they get serious as fuck like in stuff.
Yeah, I played volleyball and softball. So I mean, see, I can't really. I feel like for women, it's really like sportsmanship almost.
Okay.
I
Kind of like the
agree with that.
respect almost.
I play volleyball with some college women, and they lift each other up, dude. They're like
Yes.
super supportive, unlike men. You know what I mean? We're a little bit more like, do your fucking job.
Pull your
type
Don't
shit.
be a
Yeah.
pussy, right? Yeah.
The women,
no,
like, if they make a
it's-
mistake, there's no like, come on, man. Like, they're like, it's all right, girl, get
It's
back
all right
out
next
there.
time.
And men
You
do
know,
that
you
too,
do it
but
next
I've
time.
noticed that with the women. But
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I don't really know. There's not really an aggression in women's sports. Not for
That's
me.
not true.
Well, not like that kind of how you guys were just speaking.
like a masculine aggression.
Roller dude.
Obviously.
Yeah, like a toxic masculine.
Well, and they say too, like,
Thank God.
the
you were kidding.
typical saying is that women express aggression different than men. It's usually
Yeah.
not physical and forward like men. I think we talked about this before. I don't think we aired the podcast, but it was like men would it's sometimes like men clanging and banging with each other, just two dudes sorting some shit out. You know what I mean? Like what happened downstairs. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like sometimes it's just some shit said and dudes get physical. They sort
And they're
it out.
checking each other.
They check each other, and then the respect was earned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
kind of what it is.
And like friendships are made that way.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
as long as nobody gets hurt, because like there are those freak accidents where people get hit, but like women are different. They statistically show aggression through gossip and reputation destruction. You know what I mean? They talk shit that way. They formulate their little bonds. You know,
Defame
they're
somebody.
such politicians
yes,
with it.
conniving, very, very more thought out.
Yeah.
Can you weigh in on that aspect of female aggression?
Please.
We need
I
some
feel like
clarity.
female aggression is like ostracizing one woman from the rest, kind of like isolating someone from what would it be, like a friend group or
A clique. Yeah.
a clique, things like that. It's more like kind of just singling someone out almost, and kind of that's who you're
Just
gonna
laying into them.
yeah, that's gonna be the person who we torture for.
Well,
a
we
little
do see
bit.
women get in fights and get all fucking crazy, but for the
Yeah,
most part, like
for the
you're
most
the
part,
mean
it's-
girls, right?
It's more mental rather than physical. I
Yeah,
would
you
say.
women go through such psychological damage from that shit. Because like if
Yes.
you're like, I know how I feel about people, but I feel like with women, you know what I mean? If you're beginning to be ostracized from said group, said clique, like they'll rip you apart, man. Women are
and
ruthless, bro.
I feel like women also focus so much on their body, and women will tear apart other women to make themselves feel
And-
better, and they know that's where it hurts.
And is it like, so like I've seen it where like a girl likes a guy, but like, and like they get like in a relationship, but there's like a clique of girls who are like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, they fucking, you know what I mean, figure out how to
yeah,
disrupt it, and then they're just like,
I don't know what it is about women, because I've never been like this, but if you're talking to someone or trying to start something with someone, another woman will purposely either try to sleep with that person or just stop it, and it's like a game.
really?
Yes, for sure. Now, that thought has definitely gone through my mind with various different people, but just it's psychological warfare.
It is. I've noticed that.
It is not just like I'm going to punch you in the face and assert my dominance.
Right. It's not like that.
It's like I will sleep with your man and your dad.
Dark.
Yes.
Wow.
Dark. Well,
Yeah.
because
I'd rather just see them punch
nothing
each other
fucks
in
up.
the face.
I don't care who the fuck you are. Like maybe this is like not the most masculine thing, but like for me, dude, nothing will fuck you up more than like a woman
Oh yeah.
attacking your insecurities as a man.
Oh.
There's like mothers will tell daughters, don't you ever hit a man when he's down. Like don't you ever attack a man's insecurities like that. You know what I mean? We've seen this, and like it folds men up, dude. Sometimes, and because women do this to each other all the time,
All day.
dog.
Yes.
No wonder, like the bullying thing. Like, man, it's physical and it's
Dude,
dangerous. I get it, but with women,
and it's so fucking sad when you hear of like a nice girl who like committed suicide or something, and like at a young age, like you hear
over some fuck shit.
and you hear
over something that wasn't worth
and then
it.
it's like. Like there's everyone's like, oh, we loved her and all that shit. And it's like, who the fuck is real? Like, what the fuck really happened?
Someone's lying because someone literally told her to kill herself. So,
and drove her to that point, and that's just like fuck.
There's also like just chicks doing that to like dudes though with killing themselves.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's how they get in under their skin. And
it is
fucking-
psychological warfare. I'm not kidding.
And when you say like the insecurities and stuff, there was I don't know if I had just heard about it or something, but I was just thinking about this, where there was this girl, and I'm pretty sure they were in high school, like convinced this fucking kid to kill himself. Mm-hmm. And clearly he was just like, like trying to get some fucking attention, like, hey, don't fucking do it. And she's like, nah, go ahead, like do it. And like coaxing this kid in, and he fucking does it, and he kills himself. And she's like laughing in court and fucking
like during the
maniacal,
interrogation and shit, and you're like,
a big fear of mine is, to Julia's previous point, was like, not only will the women, like, where women might make it a status thing, like, I'm desired, I'll fuck your man. You know what I mean? It's when a girl's like, I'm desired, I'll fuck you. Because the chick who fucking, I said, cucked me, that spiel, she literally fucking said listen, this shit was so toxic. She literally like looked at me dead in my face. We were like arguing. She's like, I'll fuck your sponsor. I'll fuck your friends. Bro, it's like
that is one. The fuck
and
your friends.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'll
I know,
fuck your
I know
friends,
who
and
you're
I'm like,
talking
about. I know that.
And dude, that made me absolutely
Irate.
fucking sane.
Yeah.
Well,
and it
because men-
disgusted me to a point. I was like, I'll fucking bury everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like Helen of Troy idea, right? Like now we got warring tribes, like all because of a woman fucking. What was she chasing in that? Like, what?
Well, so it's more
the
like
chaos.
we know that men don't think with their brains half the time.
A lot of times, yes.
Right. So it's almost the satisfaction of being able to get your friend to do that to you.
Because they will.
Because
right?
it's also an ego boost for us.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? So if I can get your friend to bang me, there must be something real great about me. So it's not only hurting you, but it's also uplifting me.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
And so I think about that too, because like pussy's powerful, dog. It is, man. And
It's
we
a
have an
powerful
expression here.
thing.
There's no more honor amongst thieves. You know what I
We
mean?
also have another expression that's fucking.
Say it.
What?
Yeah.
What do we wait? Yeah, what is it?
You know about the. It's just.
We don't. That's why we.
Yeah.
Well, it's just.
We're all staring.
Pink and green.
Well, I'll probably cut this out of the thing, but it's
Money, pussy.
it's like fucking. Pussy's just a bag of dope with skin on it.
Oh, that's not that offensive.
Pink dope.
Yeah.
Well, because
Pink
dude,
dope.
well, we talked about the lust of addiction
best
in a
you can get
previous
near.
episode, right?
Yeah.
So the lust of intimacy it's just as powerful, absolutely, if not more powerful.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. So,
I don't. I get. Listen, I get it. People, but like, I just think I don't think it's ever as powerful as like drugs.
well, I get it. Because
Not in the midst of addiction. Like you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
Right, no.
You know what I mean? But like afterwards, it'll make you do some dumb shit.
But we talked about
I don't know. I feel like getting that intimacy is it's so much more fulfilling in such a different way.
a couple ways. I don't think it's
Yes.
front door
It-
feelings.
Yeah.
What do you
no.
mean?
It's so it's
Validation?
validating, the ego boost,
Confidence levels.
Yes, it just I know for me it almost rewires my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
You're making it sound like such a positive.
No,
I don't think so.
It's so
I do.
easy to find value in yourself from how someone else as you perceive them to value you.
Well, your whole identity is based upon how
becomes
people.
of who you can bang and how hot that person
Right.
is.
Well, and it's like you can have a view of yourself as you have this identity in your brain, but you really only know that's a true identity if the people around you validate, make that identity true through their behavior, if that makes any sense.
Well, isn't it like their perception is what is the validation? Like if people perceive what you want them
Well, if
to,
you're desired
that's
by
the
attractive
validation?
people, I must be attractive. You know what I mean? So that might be a thing that I can play on in my persona.
Yeah. So Dave M., what do you think?
You've been awfully
You
quiet
were
over
trying to get in, and
No, it's going back a little bit now at this point, but talking about psychological warfare with the females, having 2 daughters scares the shit out of me.
You should be scared. Dog. That's why I don't even want women, dog. Give me the boys.
Like I'll be trying to.
I'm transing
beat the
my
shit
kid,
out
bro.
of someone else's daughter.
oh yeah,
You know,
I'm transing my kid.
Transing my kid, dog. We're having a man no matter what. We're having a boy.
No matter what.
Yo, that is. God damn it, that's funny.
that's a.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah,
I
it's
never thought about
He's
that.
having thoughts.
I'm super conservative till the pressure's on, right? Then I become a liberal real quick. You're like, I'm pro-life, and then you get the wrong girl knocked up, and you're like, no, motherfucker, we going right now, dog. How much you need?
Yeah,
No,
and
I'm
plus,
joking. I'm
plus
joking.
I've always like
He's not.
the first thing that I thought about once I had a daughter was like, the boys, and I'm like, I hope.
How old are your
hopefully
daughters
they're
now?
lesbians.
How old are your daughters now?
10 and 6.
They're up there. They're getting there.
Yeah, I
dude.
know.
10.
I
We're
know.
double digits. Here we go.
I know, and and it's just
Well,
it makes me very nervous. So I always make sure to try to like give positive affirmations and stuff to my
That's
girls,
so great.
because that's like really I want them to believe that and not have to worry about what other people are saying, because at least have some sort of backstock of compliments from dad when other people start talking shit.
Because you're the man.
Happen.
You're the man in her life. The idea is you're the man in their lives.
Yeah, and you're the one. You're the person that they're going to. You're like basically the standard, right? So they're like,
Hopefully.
Yeah.
How do they measure up to my dad?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. If
And
they
that's-
respect you
yeah.
and they fucking idolize you, it's like,
And how I treat
will
their
my
mom
father
and all
approve
that
of this
stuff.
fucking man? I think that's a good play. Plus, the idea is like, you are the man in this woman's life until the day you give her essentially the permission of giving her away on her wedding day. That's what that symbolizes.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I give my daughter, my baby girl, and I don't have kids, but this is the idea. I give my baby girl to your hands. Don't fuck this up. You know what I mean? Like, that's like that father to son-in-law fucking vibe of like, I watched this baby grow. I watched her. I fed her. I changed her diapers. I know everything about her.
Yeah,
and I'm giving her to you. I'll fucking murder your entire family. You know what I mean?
And it's really important too to like instill independence through education and through what I mean?
Right,
Like
yeah.
those, because that's the sort of stuff, because it's like I'd be terrified to have a girl with how you know what I mean, OnlyFans and like all of that shit where it's
it doesn't
Women
even
empowerment.
doesn't even have to get to that OnlyFans. It's just anything social. They don't even have to go to school to be like tore down. If you're not, with the internet and everything, how it is, filters and everything else. They're always trying to look perfect, and that's one thing too that like I've noticed. Like I'm glad like my daughter, because like right now it's 6 years old with my youngest, like it's not as much of a concern just yet. They're still like all innocent and don't really care, but 10 years old, I notice like, because I'll see my daughter like looking kind of goofy in some pictures, doesn't bother her, and I love that. Like she's not like, oh, erase that, like erase it. I don't like
She's
my
not
smile.
hyper-aware of
She's
her.
not, and that's such a
Of
good
her,
feeling.
like,
Dave,
attractiveness.
Are you? Is that something that you're really worried about? Is the standard that beauty sets, and that your daughters will be affected by that? Like with like you were touching on like the filter thing and like those kind of things. Like, is that a worry for you, a concern that that's damaging for your daughters?
Sounds like something for mom to figure out.
I don't know. for
be, right?
it's yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah. Like popular opinion on what beautiful is.
Yeah.
So
you know,
sorry, go ahead.
no, that's
Well, that
Do
goes.
you care what like the perception of everyone is, or is it that it will negatively affect them? I feel like that's
Yeah, that's
Right?
yeah, that's
yeah,
the question.
yeah.
Well, and-
naturally,
and-
I
yeah,
think,
and
right?
yeah.
that's what
And
I
it,
think.
like, look, man, there was when I was growing up and going to school, it was like the girls who were like just confident and just like about it and driven and all that stuff. That was super attractive. I was like, she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but
about,
I'm not worried about what they find attractive.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give them what
Right.
it is that they need to be able to make other people think that they're attractive.
They got to go to
That's
other
not-
women
that's not
and
what I'm-
sort some of
Yeah,
that out.
no,
too.
but like what I'm saying is like they didn't just because of like their independent nature, right, and like how they viewed themselves, they were just going and getting it, and they were just like happy, you know what I mean? But they didn't get into that whole circle of like, that whole clicking thing.
Yeah, but it was. I feel like in school, like it was very, very rare to like I can't even really remember a female in school that just owned it and was just cool with everything about herself. Like
Agreed.
I honestly don't remember. I like outside looking in, I could see like all that shit you were talking about. Like,
Well,
you know,
I came from a weird school, so it was,
I guess
yeah, it was just.
just
I'm on-
confident females all over.
Dude, like, I mean, there was some girls in there that were just like all stars, like, and not like trying to be like popular or anything. They were just like fucking solid, and you were like, wow, like she's going to they're sending her to different states to take fucking classes, like teach people because she's just so intelligent and shit, and she's like, plays sports like really fucking good and is driven and like helping like going to soup kitchens and shit like that, like, and not like being told to do any of these things. She's just doing it, and she's not like nobody's like she's got like one or two friends.
Yeah, but I feel like that's more about like their place in society rather than their image.
Or social norm or social acceptance.
Yeah, as far as like what you do with your life, I mean, sure, everybody's like up for ridicule with that.
Yeah.
But
See, the only reason I was kind of asking that, sorry to interrupt you, is because you were saying how you try to instill in them of like, that confidence and that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I try to think about it from like a dad's point of view because dads are so, obviously men are just wired differently than women. If men even think about that, if it's even like big lips, BBLs, things like that, are we thinking about like how that is impacting our children, daughters, like if that's going to negatively impact how they view themselves, and if that's the reason why you're telling your daughters like, oh,
sure, yeah,
I had a
that's definitely
sister.
part of it.
I had a sister growing up who was older, so I was like the youngest. I was the baby, but I watched a lot of the interactions between my father and my sister. So as she came into that age 11, 12, 13, you know what I mean? Like, is it okay to give her makeup? You know what I mean? Like, it was,
Right.
you watched my mom and dad sort it out. And I've watched my dad go off on my sister before because she was reaching beyond her means in terms of maturity. You know what I mean? Like, one time she went out and she put on makeup in a specific way, and my dad lost it on her. He's like, get back inside. Like, and I think part of that was him being protective, like him thinking like, you're not fucking old enough to express yourself in that manner yet. And I think it was also some fear there of like, I can't let her grow up yet. Like, I don't think he was hovering in hell because my dad wasn't a super helicopter parent. Like, my parents were pretty fair. But to your point, I just was thinking about
That's
that.
the question. Did it negatively or positively affect her?
My sister's
one?
doing great. She's a nurse. She's married. She has 2 kids. She's always been pretty confident. She's had some insecurities and stuff that played out when she came to age, and like in high school she had a weird time, but like when she came into adulthood, she started doing some esteemable things.
Well, and I think that's like the golden rule, man. It's principles before personalities. It's just like you instill good principles into anybody. It doesn't
she turned out good.
Man or woman, it doesn't matter.
The weird dynamic there was, I was the golden boy growing up, right? I was the all-American, funny, goofy, mama's boy. You know what I mean? Like I was like Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
And my sister, she started with like the smart mouth at that same age, like the 10, 11, 12. She started providing that pushback. There was a strange push-pull with my sister and my dad, probably because he wanted to protect that innocence, right? This is my baby girl, you know?
Yeah.
And she wanted to mature. She wanted to kind of like be free. So there was some clashing there. And then one day, like when I came to age right behind her, it's like we just flip-flopped. Like she never got into what I got into, you know? It was just one day, like I was the golden boy. She was like the one who got caught smoking cigarettes, and I was always bad-mouthing her, like, you're bad, you know, like, you're the failure, you know, like how siblings pick on each other. And then it just flipped, and it's like, it was an exercise in humility, because, like, it turned into I was the fuck up, she was the competent one, and now, you know, I'm trying to get back, and I'm there, but, you know, it's the idea of trying to get back into my parents' good graces and be accepted and compete in that sibling to be someone that my sister looks to as her brother and the uncle of the children, and you know.
Right. And I mean, it's obviously they need guidance. So as far as like go back in and, you know, change what you're wearing.
I mean, he got on her dick. He was like, you get in there, take your fucking. He's like, he lost it on her. I was like, God damn.
Well, I feel yeah.
You look like a whore. Making fun of her.
And that's it right there too. Is, you know, as men or just adults in general, you know what kind of attention certain shit is going to attract. And you know how you don't want other people looking at your baby girl.
Yeah, so I don't think it was like that. She was just naive.
Ask is, why is there such a double standard between boys and girls, like when they're teenagers?
With what?
So
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so
sexually, with like the sexual expression.
Well, yes, but also, like, I know Tim has even said, like, oh, yeah, boys will be able to have girls over when they're 14, 15, 16, whatever, but no girls, our daughter will not have boys over.
Wasn't like that for me.
Because we
I mean,
know how we think.
Because is that it? Because
I mean, yeah, I think that's a huge part of it. But also, it's the boys. So if someone knocks your girl up, that's a whole different. I mean, it's a whole different issue than if your boy knocks
a girl pregnant.
It doesn't really seem like it, I guess, but
but it shouldn't be.
But it is.
Well, it's like
you're right. It should. You're right.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Because
But it is though, right? Like, I mean, I'm not being a dick.
Obviously, the woman, the girl has to carry the baby.
The baby to term and raise the kid and feed the baby and change the baby.
But
While the
the
man's out.
dad
Well,
should
I think this
also.
might be a tribal thing that we've grown up, that we've evolved into, because men have always procreated and then gone out to secure the hunt and gone out to build the shit, where the women were always raising the children back behind.
Right, but that's just not how it is now.
Well, we haven't caught up.
No, but also
evolution has not caught up to societal norms.
But also look at like the discrepancy in age. I mean, back in the day, it was like you were getting into relation, like you were getting planned to marry at like 16, 18.
13, 12, 14.
Yeah.
When you started your period.
Yeah. Well, and like that, and that shit, like, but again, it was one of those things, like we talked about, I think on the last episode, which it was like, it was a communal thing where it was like the families were teaching the principles and okaying shit, where it's like, well, you're going to meet my daughter, right? And this is going to be like organized, right? And we're going to kind of oversee this. Which I think is a great thing. Like, yeah, bring him over. I want to meet him. You know what I mean? See how Johnny's doing, and like, and like just gauge him, right? And just like see like, hey, you know see what he's doing, see what's up, and not like like a fucking, I'm gonna take him to the side and be like, hey, if you fucking fuck up, I'm gonna break your ankles.
But that's where it can get hard though too. Is like, I fear the day where my daughter comes home with a nice boy that I can get down with, and it's cool. And then she says, fuck that dude, and goes with the other kid who's, you know, like, and how do you not try to put your fingers in that?
You do a little bit, right? because you raise competent children because you're competent. I have all the faith in the world in you.
Right, but then there's also that fine line where, I mean, rebellion.
Oh yeah.
A lot of factors,
Naturally,
man.
you know.
You can just do the best you can and hopefully you fall on the right side.
Yeah, it's like
One thing I wanted to say to Julia's point that she just made was a stat that I found groundbreaking, and I just heard this a couple weeks ago, and it just plays like when you were like, when they're on their period, they're ready. Did you know that women, young girls who have a father figure present in a home delays them having their period by up to like a year and a half than women who were raised in a home without a father figure? So the idea of having a father in the home scientifically prevents them from having the period.
Interesting.
But if it's not the father, it can trigger a period sooner.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's something going on. We don't know if it's pheromones or it's like that. But if it's the father, right? If it's the genetic biological father, it could push back the urge to want to procreate physically
That
in
makes
her.
sense.
that makes a
Whereas-
lot
but
of,
if
and
there's
it
like
actually, without, I'm not even going to get it. It checks out too.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to throw
Well,
because
because if there's a foreign,
business out
if
there.
there's
but
a foreign,
it
man,
also like makes a lot of sense out of
right. And if
something.
there's a foreign man, right? There's a foreign man. There's a different man. Maybe she starts feeling those feelings. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I have a niece who like had a crush on me. It was innocent, right? I'm just like the hot uncle, right? She was like young, and I mean that.
that is a totally normal thing.
Yeah,
Right,
that
it's just the
happens.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She's over it now because she's grown up. But like, it was one of those things like we were always picking
It was
each other.
cute, yeah.
Right, it was cute,
Yeah.
right? But like, if I wasn't bloodline, and she's not my bloodline, that's like, I'm just using this as an example. Like, if you have someone in the house who isn't bloodline, it could trigger the period sooner because I don't know if it's because of the
Well,
instinct.
don't family members have like that thing like that they have? What I can't. Like, you're not supposed to fall in love with your sister or brother because you both
Incest.
because you off put each other with like your pheromones.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
supposedly a
Right.
thing too, but
Not in West Virginia.
it's not a.
They got rid of that shit.
I'm trying to recall like the study about this too. Typically, in a home, because we always have an ongoing joke. That's a little raunchy. I don't know if I want to get into it now, but it's like if you have a sister, your natural sense and instinct is to repel that person.
Yes.
Like you're not going to find.
Well, and
typically you wouldn't find your sister or brother
Yeah,
attractive.
and protect them, which is like another thing.
Right.
Like, well, and
Now that doesn't always happen.
and I want to go to like the other end.
I don't want to
end
get
of the
into that.
spectrum,
No, chestnut.
right? So if you've ever like this is like my own personal statistic. Like if you've ever seen a dad.
Is
like,
it a statistic? Is it a
he's about to-
statistic
Well,
then?
yeah, I guess
Or
it's
is your
not. I guess it's not a stat.
opinion?
Yeah, this is my personal opinion. I've seen so many dads because I grew up in this suburb, right? And it was like for some odd reason, like most of the parents had daughters, 2 or 3, right? And you could just see the noticeable change when a guy got home. He went into his house. And then whenever he went out to cut the yard, he would get on his mower, he would put the things on, and he was just like, and he's just mowing, and he's just in complete bliss. And then you see these people, and then like as the daughters like get out of the house, and it's like further down the road, they're just sitting in their front yard, just looking at the grass, just like the sun's on them, and you know what I mean? The wife's freaking out or whatever, and they're just like, fucking.
So you're
I've done
saying
it.
it's because the daughters are out of the house. They're
Like, well, yeah, they've moved on, and it's like.
I think that's just a parent thing.
I was going to say, I don't think that has anything to do with daughters.
Well,
It's
and
just children.
I want to say too that
Well,
like,
I
that
just
I
I just
can't wait.
noticed it. I just noticed like guys that had boys completely different. You know what I mean? Like, but like
Okay, yeah.
fathers that had daughters, like. Like you could see the expression on there once they got like done with the day and they got back from school and they went in the house and they had the arguments or the transactions and they went out and they got on the
that was
Arguments
their,
and transactions.
That was their happy place
That's
on
what
the
they had.
lawnmower. Is what you're
yeah,
saying.
they would
like
go.
That
They
chore
would. They
was
would
their
go on
happy
it,
place.
and you'd watch them, and then like everything would happen, and then like they would be out of the house, and they were just completely like docile,
there's a
lambs out to pasture.
there's some statistics and like some scientific studies for the inverse of that too. So like men, we know that men mature typically. We go through puberty later than most women. I think that has a play of whether the father's present too. But the idea of men being around women all the time will actually have their estrogen higher than their testosterone. It might have to do with shedding, sharing the same shower. But we know now that men, when their woman they're with is with child, a man's testosterone will drop almost to like 50%, and their estrogen will double because that's that nurturing hormone as opposed to the go out and get it hormone. And it's from a response from the woman that his body is going through those chemical changes to say, okay, it's time to settle down. You're going to raise a child, be prepared for these sleepless nights. You're going to have to be a nurturer up, to a point, right, up, and awake and respond to all those things. And so like pheromones haven't, I guess, necessarily been proven in human beings, but there are these like things, these influences that we get from like the father to the daughter or like the wife to the husband that affect us chemically. And I find that all very fascinating because it helps you understand how humans work better. It's I guess you would call that. So it's
gotta be and there's when I was growing up, I have two sisters, middle child, and so I got to like elementary school or middle school or something like that, and it was like I had this. You know how you'd play keep away? Is your mic?
The one side isn't working.
What happened?
Bert, come on, Bert.
Fuck Bert, dude.
Yeah,
Quit fucking with knobs and shit up there,
man.
dude.
Did I unplug something?
No.
Well, I feel like you.
Fucking unplugged
you
something.
Unplugged something.
Dude, we were
Did you-
catching fire, and
Did
this
you
motherfucker.
touch a button?
Is it plugged all the way? Is it
My
plugged all the
one-
way in?
It's good on my side. Everything's good on my side. Nothing's wrong over here.
Technical difficulty.
Julia didn't do anything wrong. It's all Bert's fault. Like
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
the time.
Hey, Bert.
I want to see what?
Bert, swap headsets.
Hey, he's gonna quit if we keep this up.
Wait, is it
Piece of
back?
It's in and out.
Well, deal with it.
Hey, yeah, switch headsets. We'll get them out.
Okay,
But
Dave.
I was getting to because I was in between my two sisters, right?
Wait,
And it, like,
your name's Dave too. Sorry.
and to protect them or whatever, I got into elementary or middle school, and we would play a keep away with the ball or whatever, guys versus girls.
Right.
And it was just like, it was a wash. You know what I mean?
It's a
Like,
slaughter.
it was just a complete wash, right? And I was like, and I just got so fucking pissed about it.
What,
And-
they trashed y'all?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm on the girls' team, and I'm quick and shit like that, and I started fucking trashing them because like I just inherently felt bad because they started getting like mad, you know what I mean? The girls started getting like real fed up with it, and I was like, this isn't right, you know what I mean? And
Aw.
You were like Fallon Fox, the transgender.
yeah, and then I got
You were really trying to find your way in there, weren't you?
no, actually, and
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Psychology. Like, let me go over here and provide a hand. No big deal.
Yeah.
Let me
We
stunt.
put all the damsels into distress. Right. now,
Right, yeah,
now I
that's
shall
called-
save them.
That's called the Hegelian dialectic. It's when you create the problem and then on the other hand provide the solution.
Perfect.
The Hegelian
The Hegelian dialectic, yeah.
dialectic.
is it working?
It's basically the idea of a false flag.
Is it good? No.
Like almost like
It's like
Like
9/11 was an
a
inside
psych-
job. Let's
no,
create the Patriot
so
Act and
it's
take
like-
away all your rights.
a psychological false flag.
It works in multiple different dimensions, but it's called the Hegelian dialectic. It's the problem
Let me see that.
solution
We have
without
another
letting
set.
the other hand know what the other hand is doing.
Just a huge manipulation.
It's like I'm gonna feed you all this fucking McDonald's, and when you I'm gonna feed you a ton of McDonald's, and when you get sick, Big Pharma's gonna sell you the fucking medications that'll keep you sick.
But it was and it was Big Pharma.
All right, we're back.
You're paying the same guy.
Thank you, Bert.
That's the Hegelian
my man.
dialectic.
My man's to the rescue. Bert got it.
I have never heard of that.
We're talking about
That's
guys
surprising.
helping girls.
Yeah,
Bert's doing it.
I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, it's interesting.
I just know it as a good business model.
There was a rapper who just died a couple years ago, dropped an album, and he named it the Hegelian dialectic. And it wasn't Logic, it was Prodigy, maybe.
Well, I'm so far behind in the conversation.
I don't know.
It was like a really Illuminati-esque album. I don't know if it was Prodigy or not.
That's a
Maybe
good
I think it was
question.
Prodigy.
What do you think about Illuminati and conspiracy theories?
They're all true.
Wow.
There you go.
You heard it here first.
Juice said it.
All of them. Every single one.
Wow.
Hey, Bert, how much
Yes.
more time do we have on the cameras?
Hour and 7 minutes.
Okay.
Well, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No.
But,
I'll be here all night.
Me too.
so
Well, it is.
Probably
Well,
be
we
here
started a little bit later. We started about 9:30.
Yeah,
So.
we did.
yeah, we're an hour and probably 20 minutes in.
Yeah. These were some good topics. Like, and this is the importance of having a woman on who we all respect and care for. Who, you know what I mean? It's not like you're some.
Let me get one.
You're,
Can I get one?
Jesus Lord.
Come on, you were supposed to be the fucking.
You fucked up.
I didn't light it yet.
Okay, well, don't
Oh,
light
we're
it.
at 2 hours? We're at 2 hours.
All right. But this is the importance of having like a woman on who like we respect and who has time clean and like is a mother and is a competent business owner. Because like we want opinions of women. Like we want to understand the world, right? We want to understand the culture and the way things are going. And it's nice. You know, I'm glad you came on again because it was really nice to get your input on some things. Because like if we get trapped in this echo chamber as men, it's like we never look at the piece of the puzzle, which is like the other side, from the feminine point of view, to better understand and guide our steps.
I think it's important for society to bring up actual critical problems that aren't loaded questions that are like,
Well, because it's so
yeah, because it's so tasty. Like let's talk about, you know what I mean? Like that's just a big thing you see in
why are men and women different?
Yeah.
And it's like to have a woman that's like, duh, men and women are different. And we're like, duh, that's always been the case. We've always known that. It isn't until about 15 seconds ago where everyone's like, men and women are exactly the same. And I'm like, no, they're fucking not, dude.
I don't think anybody thinks that though. Isn't it just the aspect of like just another person's perspective? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
it's
well,
not.
that's what we try to do. Like,
Yeah.
as like that's like the view is like this is just another human being. We're trying to, but she just happens to be a woman. But there's differences, and we know that it's nuanced, and we need to break that shit down because like we're not having a female experience in life.
Regardless, the great thing is that this is just a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I say all
Yeah.
the time. That's why I don't know. I don't know.
And it's not
to me. It's not like that even big of it. It's like no shit. Like men and women are just different. But the whole
Well, there are
idea.
some people who, just don't, who think like that of like, oh, we're all, whatever.
Yeah, if you don't think
That's
that's not
real.
culturally prevalent right now, then what the fuck? You know what I mean? Where have you
But
been?
no, most
I don't know.
generally.
I don't watch the news or anything, so
Yeah.
I definitely don't think, and I've never heard a
Just
single
keep living
person
under your
ever-
rock, bro. It'll be fine.
Generally,
Yeah, can
no,
anybody else say
generally
that they've
think-
heard a fucking person be like, "Oh, men and women are the exact same"?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
huge
everybody.
agenda right now.
Yeah,
It's
everybody.
like-
You're the only one on this podcast who hasn't heard that.
I
Bert,
didn't hear that.
Okay, I was gonna say I know fucking Dave has.
you guys just got here. You know what I mean? I've been here for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It depends on what
It's
you're
all. It's
consuming.
probably all from
No.
just shedding and sharing
You're
showers.
busy
Oh
raising a family.
my.
You're busy. You're busy raising a family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you're preoccupied, so you don't have time to like keep your ear to the ground and hear what kind of fuckery is coming down the cultural and political fucking pipeline.
Well, and it's
like, you
it's
got
by
your
choice
interests and
because
stuff.
that's exactly that's all I see it as. You know,
I came into recovery. I came into recovery like pretty much obsessed with current events and the worldview and stuff. So like as I stayed clean, I've always kept my ear because it's been an interest of mine. Julie and I have talked at length
You got your
about just
interests
different
and stuff.
things. And
I guess if there's like if there's some sort of portal to news that you can say is across the board, like you can
Credible?
trust, credible.
yeah, usually it's
Please
private
let me know.
sources. I mean,
Please let me know.
NewsGuard, anything NewsGuard certified.
He
is
will
pretty
send you
legit.
articles.
No, I'm asking you to do that.
Yeah.
Help me.
Well, I'm also
He's
cuckoo.
reaching out, bro. Literally across the
I mean,
table.
if that's what you want to do, like I could send you snippets, but like, listen, man, just stay here, stay where it's safe.
Well, so
Just stay clean.
Well, that so
Yeah,
this
no, seriously,
yeah.
like just
So-
focus on your family, dude. Don't get all wrapped up in
so
this shit,
so
dude.
Yeah,
so
I know.
real
Raise them
real
girls
But
up.
I do need to know like what I'm up against.
Yeah.
As they
dude.
go
There's
out in
so
the world
many.
and come
There's
home at
there's
night,
like
you know?
there's like 3 real big agendas.
I
on
would
that,
say
on that
private
fucking-
school or homeschool your kids.
No,
See, I ain't built
absolutely
like that.
not.
Well, they're gonna trans your kids in a public school,
Why?
depending on
Children
where you're at.
need.
I agree. I'm
Because
just
you're
curious
scared
as
that
to
people
why.
aren't gonna that they're not gonna be properly
Well-
socialized, and that's not true.
Well,
Well,
let's
that's.
real quick.
There's other
Just
ways
because you
of doing
like
that.
the one homeschool kid you knew was like a weirdo, you're like homeschool's gonna fucking ruin the kids. That's like, dude. I
There's
think
still
the stats
sports
are
and all kinds
the
of other shit you
stats
can
are
get
coming out now
involved
that
in.
like
Well,
kids
right,
that are
right,
private
right.
schooled and homeschooled are doing significantly better.
But you
In a lot of ways, I don't
but
know.
You talk about all the time socially and like how how just big of a deal
Connection.
being like a server and like
you're
how
not
that
locking
is.
these kids in cages like the fucking dogs we were talking about earlier too.
Yeah, but dude, you can be extremely intellectual and successful in life and be a complete and
Your
utter
kids
fucking
are going to be a
weirdo
part
socially.
of clubs, community
Usually
events,
goes hand in
sports.
hand.
Just because you're taught at home, like
What homeschool?
Well,
I don't have
Homeschooling.
fucking kids, dude.
Okay, well that's my fucking point. So how are you so strongly on
Well,
this?
because I watch the culture and I see how things are going, and I've watched statistics. And my sister's going to private school
well,
her kids.
I
And this is the
also-
conversation we're all kind of weary about. Like public school, government
Yeah.
funded,
Yeah.
fucking sucks. You know what I mean? Your kid might get fucking bullied and the shit beat out of him. Like,
Yeah.
some people do a Catholic or a private school or a public school until they come to age, and then they put them into the social environment.
Yeah.
Because they have that solid foundation built. Like, they've been properly socialized. Like, what the fuck are your...
And that
Well,
kid
and then
shows
they-
up and
Your
is
kid
like, what
gets
the fuck
socialized
is
at-
going on
Period.
here?
Your kid-
Exactly. Then they go to public school, and then they're like, "What the
That's
fuck
not true.
is
Your
this?
kids are socialized by the age of 2. That's when it's important. If your kid is socialized after like age 2 to 4, you're fucked. It doesn't matter. The socializing of your child begins super early. They need exposure to people and kids super early on. If it's after the fact, like you're just like
Well,
you're acting like
all
your
right.
kid's
dictate.
you're not living in a
we're-
fucking cult in a commune with your kid. It's gonna get outside.
Yeah.
It's gonna have friends.
Well,
Your
all
kids
right.
are gonna have fucking.
It's
Let's-
gonna.
It-
It's
Yeah. Let's
yeah, you know.
well
There.
let's switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
And real quick,
good
just,
debate, though.
Yeah, good debate. But can get hot in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
It's not that hot. We're fine.
Yeah, I'm getting sweaty.
Dave's,
Except me.
I just found out Dave throws hands. So
Yeah, Dave. You have gloves in your trunk right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Can we box after?
no,
this?
bare knuckle brawl, motherfucker.
Okay, sorry,
Hand
Andrew.
one
We're
Say,
just.
Well,
no gloves needed.
So, and this is like this will be our ending remark and just thoughts. But if anybody saw World War III, is that in the process right now? Because there's so many things going on. No, just like in the aspect of like current media that's just came out in the last week.
They don't watch the news. They don't have a fucking clue.
I listen to a lot of stuff about the Ukraine shit. It's not news related, but
Yeah,
the,
it's kind of old news.
the infographics channel is all.
That's a great show.
Yeah,
it's a great channel.
I watch a lot of things on that.
Well, it's like there's just this stuff coming out right now where it's like the U.S. dollar, China and Russia bridging the gap up over the basically superseding the Silk Road, which it's always been, right, for our way of influencing that and creating a new currency, and them literally discussing the separation from the U.S. dollar.
There's been people harping about the digital one world currency and the collapse of the dollar for over a decade. I mean, probably 20 years. You've had canaries in the coal mine for 20 years, and now that the shit's right in our face, motherfuckers are just starting to come to, and it's like, we've been here. We've been talking about it. We've talked about the New World Order. We've talked about and people all called us quacks. They all called us psychopaths. And, like, some of that shit is wild, you know? But, like, when you're here watching it happen, and, like, COVID, like I said before, COVID changed a lot of perspectives when you saw authoritarian control and overreach by the government for these things. This is obvious. It's happening. Now, World War III, I don't think Putin is a dumbass because they call it a mad war, mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
But
think
we've also changed our policy.
Yeah, no, and I think it's just you got like look at the every nation's gearing up right now for land warfare.
No,
Like,
we're past that. We're fifth dimensional warfare. It's a game of information. It's a game of indoctrination. It's a game of that's the game. Because kinetic wars are costly. Now, they still will fund the war machine, but the technology is moving as such as, like, you're going to have drones fighting the wars for you. We're moving more towards in that direction. Deals will be made, hands will be shaken, and that's, like, the type of thing we're going to have. Like, we're probably Taiwan's a trigger point.
Yeah. Well,
obviously,
like,
Ukraine was kind of Taiwan's more of a trigger point than
it's,
Ukraine.
But it's all gearing up.
I think
that's
what
that's
I've
the only
been
thing
told,
I'm saying.
What I've been told is the trump card is North Korea. That's why we haven't overthrown that fucking sadistic communist country that tortures people And because when you guys went in episode 4, we're talking about China and the fact that they have way too many men because they sell women into essentially sex slavery to Chinese men so they can breed.
Yeah.
These people are monsters. Yeonmi Park has a phenomenal story of her escaping North Korea. But North Korea, Iran, like, you know, you had Michael, was it Michael? Not Michael Bolton. Maybe it was. Not Michael Bolton. John Bolton.
John Bolton.
Was always like, these war hawks have been trying to take over, and it's anybody who's not in the World Bank.
Yeah.
Russia's not in the World Bank. Now, we can't clang a bang with Russia. It'd be too costly, but what we've been doing is, like, when they mentioned Gaddafi, like, all these, I don't think they were, like, great, but these dictators we've overthrown, we try to do it with Syria when they said Assad gassed his own people. And he came out on the fucking public stage and was like, why the fuck would I gas my own people? The war was about to be over. Yeah. Why would I make another trigger point to keep you motherfuckers here? I got like 3 to 4 to 7 nations with all troops in my fucking shit.
Yeah.
And not that those guys were great, you know what I mean? The world stage, it's a lot. Geopolitics is hard to follow, you know what I mean? It's a lot, but we are moving towards a one world government with a one world currency. And my belief is that one day we will have a one world leader. Yeah. And I won't trust that motherfucker.
That'll never fucking work.
2 days.
I don't ever believe.
2 days ago, I saw a UFO.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
How did we get here?
What?
Biden missed one.
Yeah.
Biden missed one of those. It's another fucking balloon.
No, he forgot one. He didn't miss it. That motherfucker forgot.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I was. I
sorry.
was with some guys and like I was like, fuck it. It was like nice out, and I was like, oh, take my shirt off and like just lay in the yard or whatever and look up at the sky and fucking tan for a second. And
These guys saw it too.
No, well, the one guy was on the phone, and I was like, yo.
These guys.
You know what I mean? But he was like on the phone, and it was I'm like looking straight up, and it's like almost looks like a ruby. You know what I mean? Of like, it's basically looks the same. It's like translucent. You can barely see it, but you can see it because it's moving and it's a different color than the sky. It's like a little darker. It looked like a force field basically, and it was just going like this, just straight across the sky. And there was a noticeable, like almost like chemtrail. I don't know, trail behind it.
So it had some sort of propulsion system then.
Yeah, but it was dead. Couldn't hear anything, and it was moving, and it was translucent. Couldn't see it. It was just like a disruption in the fucking atmosphere.
Light or day?
Like dead of day.
I've definitely seen a UFO
Light?
before too. So
You see light
it was
or
very
day?
similar to that.
Light or
I'm
day?
always skeptical about UFOs. I've never seen anything crazy.
No, but that was
Light
like
or day?
legitimately like shook my
Sunshine
head
or
and
dark?
think it was like sun things.
or
But
Well, like we said on the one episode
night or
that won't
day?
see the light of day, I believe that anything UFO related is typically government black ops. You know, it's secret space program. It's funded by the black money. That's what your tax dollars are
that
paying
might
for.
have been, yeah. So that could have been like, it could have been like,
What'd you
mirror
call
jets.
it?
I did.
A mirrored jet.
Like
The invisible fighter jets
It
they have.
Yeah, it was definitely something where it was masked. We'll just say that it was like
Cloaked.
It was cloaked. Couldn't see it, but it was definitely there, and it was definitely moving through the atmosphere.
I mean,
You know, I've
the
heard
technology that you know about is probably 50 years
Let Dave speak.
ahead. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
I think the same. I heard that just recently, and I'm trying to quote who it was from, but about like that it's all technology that we just don't know about. I was thinking about this like when I was listening to it. I'm like, I fucking have total confirmation bias. I just fucking want it to be.
Me too. I have my biases too.
Yeah, I want it to be. I want fucking little aliens in another universe flying unmanned spaceships around here, and none of us can figure out what the fuck it is. I don't want it to be like our own military with this shit that we don't know about, which is what it probably is.
But what I saw, right, was definitely like could be because it moved in a single line at a consistent speed across the sky. It could have easily been an aircraft that was cloaked. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like could have easily been.
That's why I think the most interesting shit is like anybody that's in the aviation field. Like when you hear pilots or you like hear, Captain David Fravor, like you hear the Tic Tac
on the Tic Tac shit.
Yeah, like
that shit.
that dude's not lying.
Yeah,
it's all. and like that, you gotta think like it's not our military.
We gotta have another aliens episode.
Yeah, we'll get back into that.
I agree.
We need to pull a
I
heavy
really
hitter
enjoyed
for
that
that
night
one.
we had when
Yeah.
we all kind of went around and thought it was good.
Yeah.
All right,
This was fun.
I think that wraps it up for the evening. Thank you for listening in on this fantastic Couch Godz podcast. We've had
love you, Bubby.
We had a great transaction back and forth, and soon our Patreon will be up soon, our social medias will be there. Maybe our video quality will be a little bit better if I can figure out YouTube, but no promises for now.
Stop telling them how bad the video quality is, because they'll never notice unless you mention it.
I've had everyone who's watched it said it's a solid setup.
I guarantee you,
We're
unless you're not a fucking film guy, you're like, holy shit, these guys. This is really good. It's 1080p.
All I can think every time I watch it is like some guys out there like, this fucking idiot doesn't know how to compress. And I'm like, yeah.
I literally would bet actual money that no person is saying that, even when we have a lot of views. I don't think they'll be saying that. But maybe I'm wrong.
We'll see after this, because I pressed upload on one of them, so we'll see if the difference is there. That's all we have for tonight. Thank you for listening in. Dave M, Dave S3, Nick L, Julia, Andrew Z. We are out.
These eyes cry every night for you.
Or I could just hang myself from the raft.
Could you imagine you twirling?
I can. Or break the fan. Yeah,
Hold you again.
I want to love you and please your eyes. I want to love you every day and every night.
Aren't you like, you turned Asian?
We'll be together with a roof right over our head.
That's a good impression.
We'll share each other in my single bed. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling?
I don't think that's what it is.
No, I think it is. I love this motherfucker.
I
dude.
love it.